Yo, what up? What up? I gotta find some music to go with that shit.
Something, a
That'd
little
be nice.
something. It's so quiet.
Here with the Bagala and Hammer. Yeah, I gotta find. Well, I had a
Well,
little music thing, but I think Hammer liked it. I don't know if I don't know if you did Bagala. I don't remember.
Yeah, I said I liked it. You never put
Yeah.
it on.
All right.
it's cute. We'll bring the noise.
Shit. Then I'll put it on. Fuck. But yeah. I guess start with the first game was what Falcons Bengals, right?
Oh
Bengals
yeah.
put a whooping. If you had Chase, if you had Burrow, you had a good fucking day, right,
And if
Hammer?
you had both of them, you had an amazing day.
Yep. But yeah, we both picked the Bengals to win this game. Bagala wasn't here for that, but let me check this out.
Smart.
481, bro. 481
Nuclear.
for Burrow. 3 touchdowns.
Another one rushing.
Joe Mixon, 17 for 58, a touchdown. Saves by the touchdown, pretty much. But Boyd wound up going off.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he did.
Chase. But yeah, tell me about that game. All right, well, Hammer, I guess you tell me about the Bengals, and Bagala, you tell me about the Falcons there. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
the Bengals look like they're getting their footing. 2 really good games in a row. Joe Burrow's kind of, they found something with that offensive line that's going to give him time for those long plays. You know what I mean? And for me, the key with Cincinnati was that offensive line. Even going back to last season, if the offensive line can give him time for plays to develop down the field, you're going to see a lot more of what we've been seeing over the past 2 weeks. With the Bengals, and it's going to be Chase, and it's going to be Higgins, and it's going to be Boyd, and they're going to look really good. And Joe Burrow is capable of carrying you on a weekly basis. Now, I don't expect him to throw for 480 every single week, but he has the playmakers to get it done. So really good job by the Bengals. A little disappointed in Atlanta, but really good job by the Bengals.
Yeah. Jay, man, thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you always. Bagala, yeah. Tell me
Yeah,
about the Falcons. Now, Tyler Algier did get in the end zone. That
He
was
did.
exciting that he
He
got
did.
the ball down there. But
yeah,
go ahead, Bagala.
yeah. It was exciting, but he's still in the 50-50 split with Huntley. Coming off the big one against San Fran, I really didn't think this was going to be a game. I mean, Atlanta's really inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? And they're inconsistent because they have inconsistent quarterback play. Some plays you see Marcus Mariota make great plays with his feet, throwing the ball, things like that. And then other plays, it's just like you see that he's a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And he's a bridge quarterback to, till they
Ritter.
till they get their guy in there. Maybe Ritter, maybe they draft another guy, but they play hard. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much. It was just the Bengals was just too much yesterday. Um, the Burrow figured it out. He moved into a nice. He's getting into a nice rhythm with his guys, and it was just Atlanta was just overmatched, and I would like to see Atlanta just give Algier the ball. You know what I'm saying? Just like let's give him the ball. Let's give him 20 carries. Let's not split him with Huntley. You know what I'm saying? Then you're working in Avery Williams. What for? What'd you draft the guy for if you're going to give it to, these other guys and things like that? But what was good to see on Atlanta's part was Marcus Mariota was looking for Kyle Pitts. They were throwing him the ball, trying to get him the ball at least and things like that. So did he have a touchdown, Steve? Or did they call that not a touchdown? He caught one at the goal line, I think it was, and it was almost there. But
Yeah.
they're looking for him. They're splitting him out. They're moving him around. They're trying to get him more involved more now than they were early in the season. So that's good to see. But Atlanta's one of those teams that are just like really inconsistent, and I think you're going to see that from all of the guys that you might want to play from Atlanta. Maybe Algier, Drake London, or Kyle Pitts. You're going to have a lot of up and down weeks with those guys. Sometimes they're going to hit, sometimes they won't.
Yeah. Patrick, what's up, Patrick? Thanks for tuning in, man. We miss you over here. Uh, he said he was gonna hang out until he saw Bagala. I know that
Get the
mojo.
fuck out of here, then, Patrick. No, we love you, Patty.
Yes, yes, yes.
We love you, Patty.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Patrick had sent me actually his some of the teams in his league to go over. I went over them. I think y'all agree with me. I got to send it to y'all so y'all can message back your answers so he can see
Definitely.
it too. But Brees Hall is out for the year, so my RB situation gets bad again. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you draft him really early, then yeah. But who do you got, J man? I don't remember the team that you had. Your
Yeah, but
Giants screwed me. Yeah, yeah.
why'd they screw you?
Probably bet on Jacksonville.
He was probably going against somebody there. But all right, back to Atlanta real quick while they put that in the chat. Algier had 16 carries to 6 of Caleb Huntley this week, so that was good to see that he's
But it
starting
varies on week to weeks. It's
to
weird.
get
Exactly.
more of the carries.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
but even when Algier had 14, 15 carries, Huntley still had like 12, 13. Like it was still relatively
That's what I'm
close.
saying.
But
Yeah.
but now it's like almost not close. It's more than double. But still, I mean, Algier 3 yards a carry. I mean, it's not looking good. He did score the touchdown, and then I mean, London and Pitts. I
Nothing.
mean, 2 years in a row they spent top 10 picks on these guys, and they don't even involve them in the offense. Like,
Well, I will say Drake London was involved earlier in the season. He was getting his touchdowns. He looked really good. So I think that's more just a product, as Bagala said, of just inconsistent quarterback play. But the Kyle Pitts thing is even more puzzling than Drake London for basically a year and a half now. So it's hard to explain because he's like a freak athlete. He's got all the talent. He's basically a wide receiver playing tight end.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
they
if
got
you
him the
watch
ball last year. They got him the
Yeah, but
ball last year
if
just
you
fine.
watched the game yesterday, you saw them putting him, sometimes he lined up at tight, sometimes they split him out. He was in the slot. They moved him all over the formations yesterday, and you kind of saw that they were making an effort to get him the ball. And I won't, it may look like they're not working their guys in, Steve, but bad quarterback play can make it look like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they want to get their playmakers the ball, but it's
I mean,
just, when you have a number of guys, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, you have a bunch of guys to get the ball to, your quarterback has to be good at reading progressions and going through his reads and finding the open receiver and spreading it around. That's something that Mariota really hasn't done since he's been in the league. It's one, maybe two reads, and then he's taking off with his feet. And let's say what it is, 3 yards a carry, Mariota's running for his life. Atlanta's O-line isn't that good, so that could contribute to it also. So it's a lot of things. Like I just said, they're just an inconsistent team. There's good days, there's bad days, and I just think yesterday the game script, they got down so early that they weren't able to run the rock. And I think if like in the game with San Francisco, when they're up or when it's a close game, you're going to see those carries be split between Huntley and Algier.
well, I guess this is my problem. The game script calls for him to throw, and Mariota throws 13 passes. Mariota is not really, almost not the. He was 8 of 13, 124 yards with a touchdown, 118.7 rating. I mean, it's not like he was bad, but their scheme is just not right. Whatever they're doing is just they need to change something. They can't. Why are why are they not throwing the ball enough when you have these guys that you pick, and also when you're down in the game? Like I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't want Mariota going out there, no matter who he has. He's not a quarterback that you want going out there throwing 30, 40 times a game. And
So why do
also
we
the
have
game.
them? We've got a team built around the receivers and the tight end, and we're running the rock down, trying to run the rock
What
down
but
people's
what
throats,
was what
averaging
was
3 yards a carry. I mean,
Yeah, but what was their alternative in the offseason? Would you want to see Ritter out there? Maybe Ritter's not ready. Also,
maybe.
you got to understand, like the game script, 13 passes, things like that. You could also have to see maybe those were short drives. Maybe those was 3-and-out drives. It was just a bad game for them. Maybe we will see Ritter at some point. Maybe they just don't think he's ready yet. But I know they're not trying to have Mariota throw the ball 30, 40 times a game. They want a nice little balance, and they want to limit his mistakes and use his feet more so than his arm, and that's just the offense that they're trying to run right now.
Yeah, they got to change something more. They shouldn't have. picked Mariota. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but what was the alternative for them? You're
anybody,
not
anybody.
Baker. Not Baker. You know, everybody was talking about Jimmy G. Jimmy G didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So there wasn't a lot. Matt Ryan, he just left there. You know what I'm saying? Would they been better off keeping Matt Ryan? But Matt Ryan's getting benched this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just one of those seasons where they have a lot of young talent. Now they have to go out and find that quarterback. And maybe it's Ritter, but they got to let him play.
Yeah, Stevenson and Hall were my only good running backs. I also have AJ Dillon and Murray, but I was looking good at all positions. Yeah, you
You
might
like
have to
that?
trade. Might have to trade somebody. Might have to make a trade. Jay, might have to make a trade.
Yeah, because
J-Rob might not be a bad pickup.
I mean, if you can
maybe
get
not.
if you can get him. I had
But
Hurts, Diggs, Jefferson, and AJ Brown and Eagles D on a bye, so I ended up pulling off a trade for Kirk. Stream T Law and Jacksonville's D. Yeah, that didn't go well. If you would have rolled
you,
with Dead Arm Danny, you would have won.
Still
well,
got
you didn't
wheels.
roll. You didn't roll with that on Denny. Now look at you. Look at you now.
You still got wheels.
Got mad wheels.
Yep. Patrick said Atlanta's protecting the QB. They're going to run as much as possible, and they're producing on the ground. The real finger needs to be pointed at the defense. Yeah, I mean, the defense is bad too, but I mean, you've also got to try and score points. I mean, if the other team scores 35 points, how you come away with 13 passing attempts in the game, I don't even know how that's actually possible. But
3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You know what I'm saying?
Bears just punched it in again.
oh
Yeah.
shit, was that Monty?
Yes, it was.
Oh fuck!
Yes, it was.
I'm toast. I'm
Why is
toast.
bullshit comes on? I might still be good. I was up. I had a little lead. I don't know how much it is now, but we're still up by 7.
I just want to see Roquan get the bonus.
Yeah, I do too.
Stevenson's doing his thing still, so I'm good. All right, Lions cap. Fuck.
What'd you do?
Blanc's having a meltdown
Fucking
on that.
ESPN is so fucking annoying. I'm just going into it to look at the games and the scores, and the stupid fucking ad thing keeps popping up. Oh my god, never mind. All right, Lions at Cowboys. Cowboys, Dak's first game back. Bagala, tell me about Dak, the Dak attack.
I was actually surprised the Cowboys didn't put up more points. I mean, you kind of thought Dak would be a little bit rusty, you know what I'm saying? Just missing a couple of weeks and things like that. And you know, I there was a lot of Tony Pollard, there was a lot of Zeke. They played good defense. I think it's going to take a couple of, you know, maybe a week or two for Dak to get his feet back up under him and things like that. But I don't think the Cowboys ever felt like, you know, Detroit had a shot. So they were content with running the ball. I think Zeke had 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard had a nice day. For whatever, you know, Dak didn't throw a touchdown or whatever, but CD still had a nice day. It was good to see Schultz get worked in. Schultz is really banged up. I don't know why they don't just sit him down and give him the time that he needs. You know what I'm saying? Especially, they should have sat him down yesterday and then, you know, set him down next week and then give him 3 weeks to get the knee nice and healed up, and so he doesn't re-aggravate it again, because he just doesn't look healthy. But once Dak gets comfortable, I'm thinking probably once they come out of their bye week 9, Dak is going to start rolling. That defense is still hellacious. Micah Parsons is just an absolute animal. Is an animal. He's rushing the passer. Jared Goff throws the ball to Hawkinson. The guy turns around and tracks Hawkinson down 25 yards away from the play. Like, he's a beast. Micah Parsons is a beast. So they get the win. Detroit really never had a shot against that defense. Dak's going to be better. Wait on Dak. CD will be better once Dak gets better. I think that offense is going to get going again. Cowboys could be dangerous coming down the stretch, especially with that defense and that pass rush.
Really quick, Bagala, is that you speaking out of self-interest because you just traded for Dak and CD, or is that actually astute analysis on your part?
No. I've been trying to get my hands on Dak and CD. I have CD in another league, but it just really is. It's you kind of saw when Cooper Rush was in there. They played good defense. They ran the ball, but
That's the formula.
That was the formula. But Cooper Rush just couldn't. When they needed to turn it up, like the Eagles game, Cooper Rush couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And Dak can. And once Dak, gets his feet back under him and everything like that, trust the thumb a little bit more, they're going to get it rolling. And I think you'll start to see bigger numbers from Dak and CD and Noah Brown and Gallup and those guys. But they a big part of their offense, I think they need to sit Schultz down. They need to get him healthy. Schultz was so good last year, right? And this year he's just really banged up, and they need to give him some time to just heal up. Because if he's going and CD's going, then that offense is really, really good.
Well, they said Schultz was good. He came off the injury report, and then during the game he got flipped and his knee bended in some weird way, and that's how he kind of re-injured it again.
But he
came right back.
Yeah,
he came right back, and then 5 for 49. I mean, that was a kind of a shitty day for him, and that's a good day for a tight end, at a tight end position. So
yeah, but if I'm saying just by watching the game and watching Schultz, even before that play, Steve, you saw he's like when he's running, he's lacking the normal speed, the normal cuts, and things like that. All season, he's played a game, played 2 games, and then he'll miss one. And then he'll play a game, maybe another, and then he misses one. You know what I'm saying? So it's a problem for him. And I just think they need to give him time, a couple of weeks where he does not need to worry about playing. He can rehab and get back for the stretch run.
Yeah, he can rest on the bye. Don't worry about it. Let's go, Dalton.
You ain't gonna get tight end 3 numbers.
But yeah, I mean, Dak had a Cooper Rush type day, 19 for 25, 207 and a touchdown. He just didn't do anything special.
No,
Tony Pollard more efficient on the ground, but Zeke had the 2 touchdowns. Luckily, I told a bunch of people to play Zeke. But yeah, Pollard didn't get in the end zone. That was a little upsetting, but whatever. Hammer, what happened to Jared Goff?
Exactly what I said was going to happen. That fucking Cowboys defense was just going to smother him into some turnovers. And we actually had a question. I forget if it was Friday or Saturday, Jimmy Garoppolo or Jared Goff. And I said Jimmy G. It wasn't even a question to me just because that Dallas defense is legit. And I figured they would pressure him. It's exactly what they did. And they forced some turnovers. But really the biggest takeaway is Amon-Ra getting hurt again. He played and he got hurt again. So,
and they said he didn't have they said they officially ruled that he didn't have a concussion, but the new rules say if a player is even some kind of motor ability, even if they stumble, it doesn't matter if it's not a concussion, they have to come out of the game.
Right.
So
if they think you have a concussion now, you're going to sit down the rest of the game.
Which I mean, listen, you can't fault somebody for playing because that could happen to anybody, right? They could take a big hit. They could look fine. The independent neurologist, the eye in the sky neurologist could say, well, he looks a little wild. They're not fucking around with concussions anymore after what we witnessed with Tua. So it's unfortunate, but that was a big takeaway for me. Obviously, no DeAndre Swift. Jamal Williams looked solid. I think he had 15 carries, about 80 yards. So he was definitely a legit play in this particular game. But that's really it, dude. There's not a whole lot to say. They just got suffocated by the Dallas defense.
Yeah, it just sucks, especially when I was reading today, they were saying Amon-Ra officially they ruled it wasn't a concussion. It doesn't have a concussion at all.
Right.
It's just the new rules that even if they stumble, they call it a motor disability or some shit. They automatically pull you. So that's just, and we talked about that actually earlier once the shit happened to Tua. Now anytime something little happens, they're going to be pulling
And that could
motherfuckers.
cost you a game. Say it's, say
Right.
Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow or, Kyler Murray or any of those big top, guys. Any little thing happens that could cost you a game. But I guess that's just the cost of doing business in this NFL.
I also think players are going to get a little bit smarter. I think if they feel like they dinged up a little bit, instead of trying to get up and walk away, I think they're going to lay there now. You know what I'm saying? Lay on the ground for a minute, let the trainers come out, and then you can bullshit the trainers.
The cobwebs a little bit.
Yep, just lay there, and then you can bullshit the trainers and tell them it was something else, because players don't want to miss time, and the NFL is full of alpha males and alpha dogs, so they'll adjust. But right now it is a problem, and we're gonna have to.
You can lose your job. You lose your job, one concussion, and that's it. If you don't play and you're next man up, and then you never get back in.
Yeah, so that's why I said you're gonna start seeing players, instead of trying to get up, they know the cameras are there. Instead of shaking their head like that, they're just gonna lay on the floor for a minute, and they're gonna take their seconds on the floor. Nobody's gonna look, and then when they feel like they're good, they'll get up and walk off to the sideline.
Yeah. It's like these guys are losing with shit weeks. But with all these weeks of chaos, my team actually looked the best of all year. Hunt is going to get traded somewhere and be RB1. I'm going to survive at RB. I don't know if he's going to get traded and be RB1, but he'll be useful, of course, anywhere. The Rams would be kind of cool, but I don't know. With Kyron coming back, they might not want to spend anything. So.
Oh, Roquan with the interception. Let's go.
And he returned it a little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's toast.
Chicken's toast. He's probably losing this shit. Actually, Patrick, I have Hunt in one league. I hope Hunt gets traded. They're not throwing him the ball. They're not giving him any kind of touches. He got the touchdown, but the touchdown with limited touches really means nothing. So I really do hope that he gets traded. I think the Jets should have probably tried to trade for him, but I hope he goes somewhere.
Squad is now Hurts, Foreman, Edwards. Oh, you got Foreman. Good thing you picked up Foreman. Harris, Hunt, Herbert, Carter, Kyron Williams, Diggs, Jefferson, AJ Brown, Kirk, Bateman, Ertz. Still tempted to do that trade I told you about, Stevie. Hold on, let me go to it real quick. Let's see what y'all say.
I don't know. I kind of think Hubbard is going to be the better back to have at a Foreman.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't like this one. I said don't do it. He said he sends away Hurts, Diggs, and Herbert, and he gets Murray, Barkley, and Monty.
You don't trade away your two best players, Patrick. We're not you very well probably have the overall wide receiver one in Diggs, and Hurts is the MVP candidate. He might challenge Josh Allen for the overall quarterback one. So we're not gonna. I don't like it for the standpoint is that you get Barkley, but you're probably giving away the two best assets in that trade, which is Diggs and Hurts.
Yeah,
they should be able to carry you. Diggs and Hurts should be able to carry this team
with Justin Jefferson.
My response was literally this: hell no, no reason to lose Hurts and Diggs for Murray and Monty. That was my response, word for word. What do you think, Hammer?
Yeah,
Hurts, Diggs, and Herbert for Murray, Barkley, and Monty.
No, your team is awesome as it is, and you were able to pick up Foreman. So, bro, those trio of receivers that you have between Jefferson, Diggs, and AJ Brown with Jalen Hurts should be able to carry you. You're good.
Yeah. See, Colts, Titans. Titans wound up pulling it out. Matt Ryan's now getting benched.
Wow.
King Henry is still that dude.
30 carries. 30.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The hammer's warmed up now.
He had three catches too. I mean, they're rolling him out there to just fucking rumble. So
he doesn't look like he's slowing down. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Yeah. All right. So what's good with Tennessee, Hammer?
Yeah, man. Listen, Bagla and I were talking about this before. I know Bagala you have Derrick Henry on one of your teams, right?
Yes,
so we were talking about this before, where the first couple of weeks he kind of looked like he was getting his sea legs back under him, because he did play in the playoffs late last year, but that was a one and done for the Titans. So
and he was injured.
Right, and he was coming off the injury, exactly, the foot injury. So it looks like the rust has been shaken off. And if they're going to trot him out there for 30 carries, I mean, listen, if you're a fantasy owner, maybe not in Dynasty per se, but if you're a redraft owner, you want to see 30 carries from Derrick Henry, because he's going to get you 100 yards. So that's really their formula. They only scored 19 points. But yeah, it's pretty much the Derrick Henry show. Ryan Tannehill, his days are numbered in Tennessee for sure. I think it would be really interesting to see. I know they're 4-2, but it'll be really interesting to see if they look for a spark from Malik Willis at some point, figuring, hey, listen, if we got Derrick Henry and we could run those RPOs, maybe we'll be able to get a spark with him. But, they get a win. It wasn't pretty, but that's the formula, right? Derrick Henry, score 20, hold the other team to 10, and go about your business.
Yeah. Definitely. As far as the Colts go, it's this quarterback carousel. Like, they're looking for a quarterback. They tried out Phillip Rivers. They tried out Matt Ryan. Now he's benched for the remainder of the season. I think the Colts, they might want to just start losing games. You know what I'm saying? Start losing games. You have your picks. There's a ton of quarterbacks coming out right now. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. There's guys there that if you get up into those first couple of picks, you probably get your quarterback. But Matt Ryan wasn't the answer. He's getting benched for the rest of the season. I think that they were throwing it way too much with Matt Ryan anyway. I think Frank Reich's demise is ultimately like, give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jackson?
Jackson, my guy. What up, Jackson?
What's up, Jackson? Give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Now, what this means going forward, I think putting Sam Ehlinger in that, we're gonna have to wait and see. He played decent at Texas in college. He can throw the ball, but he is more mobile with his legs, and I think we're gonna see more quarterback runs and things like that. Excuse me. And with a young quarterback, Michael Pittman may suffer a little bit, but we have to see. We don't know what they seen behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Because they do have Nick Foles in that building. So they probably think something of Sam Ehlinger to go to Sam Ehlinger instead of Nick Foles. So, but what's really concerning for me is Jonathan Taylor. He just came back off the injury, I know, but he's had one good game this season, and he's just I don't think he's getting a volume. I hate seeing the shotgun shit. Like, enough. We're trying to run this guy out of the shotgun. Why would you put him on this? He's not that kind of running back. He's not shifty like that. He needs a full head of steam. He needs to be going north and south. And I just don't know what the Colts are doing as far as their offense goes. I really don't understand it.
That's hilarious. Me and Bagala were on the phone yesterday, and he's losing his mind about the Colts running out of shotgun. And it just does not make any sense to me. And I just think
Deion Jackson looked pretty good.
But Deion Jackson is a different runner than Jonathan Taylor. You understand what I'm saying?
Do they need to give Deion Jackson the rock instead?
No, they need to get in the I formation. They need to dot the fucking I. They need to get in a single back. They need him 5, 6 yards behind the quarterback, getting a full head of steam and going north and south. They don't need him going side to side. I mean, he's a great athlete, yes, but know your personnel. You know what I'm saying? He was awesome last year, but most of the time he was coming out of the backfield, Carson Wentz under center, and they were running it. And I think they just fell in love with, Matt Ryan, we can throw the ball now. And you see it with the inflated numbers of Michael Pittman, but that's not translating to winning games. Yeah. You should have been doing what you was doing last year, running the ball, getting to, they were a 9-17 before Carson Wentz totally imploded in Jacksonville. They should have been in the playoffs. That should have been your formula. And then have Matt Ryan, you know what I'm saying, end up winning some of those games for you. But I don't know.
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll get to the questions here real quick in a sec. But yeah,
Gus Bus? Yes.
Michael Pittman, his value kind of goes down a little bit now, and
Wait and see. Wait and
I'm
see.
legit worried about JT. He was a kind of buy low candidate a little bit. Now I'm like, I don't even know if I want to touch him. The whole offense in general is just, I don't know. You know, if you could get him for cheap, then yeah, get him. But yes, like Bagla and Hammer said, yes, Gus he was a viable start last week, bro.
Gus Bus.
And
John Harbaugh, for whatever reason, loves Gus
yeah,
Bus.
we didn't know how much he was going to get because obviously it was his first game back, but obviously he's taking over the reins.
Yeah,
Now
thank God nobody played Kenyon Drake. Oh wait, I did. It didn't cost me because I had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on the same team, but Jesus Christ, Kenyon Drake had half a point.
Cleveland knows this season is wash, so their main priority is getting Chubb, the rushing title. So now they're not worried about getting Hunt to 15 touches a game like they was on earlier. Listen, Hunt was still getting touches though. He just hasn't scored touchdowns. And like I've been saying on the last couple lives, you know, Hunt was second in the league in red zone touches before last game. So you know, he's still getting the work, and now, you know, maybe he gets traded, maybe he doesn't. But, you know, you just got to know what he is. He's an RB2. He's going to have shitty games. He's going to have games with touchdowns.
I don't even think he's an RB2 anymore. I think he's a flex.
He's basically
he's more of a flex RB3, but he's a guy that if you
Desperate,
wide receiver heavy, you got to count on him as your wide receiver too. Yep. Johnson and that rookie we got are cheaper to keep. Well, next year Hunt won't be there, so yeah, Johnson is going to be the guy next year, definitely. I hope Hunt goes somewhere. I think Miami would be gold, and they've got like 80 running backs over there. I don't know.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if Kareem Hunt walks into Miami, the instant he walks into that locker room, he's the best running back they got.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to get the volume to, you know what I mean? They still got Chase Edmonds. They still got Raheem Mostert, who had a great game last night. You know,
not if Kareem Hunt walks in there.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, just the totality of guys that are viable kind of decreases all of their value at the same time, you know?
Yeah. Jackson says he made some trades. He needs help on one. He traded away Lenny and DJ Moore for JT, B-Rob, and Higbee. I think we gave him the okay on that one, if I'm not mistaken. Would y'all trade Hill and Dameon Pierce, the Cheetah, and Dameon Pierce for CD and CMC?
That's tough.
That is really tough. But Dameon Pierce is playing well, and then Cheetah's just out of this world.
Cheetah is Cheetah.
Yeah.
So do you go and get CD and CMC? Damn.
I mean, I think CMC's upside. I think CMC's upside in the San Francisco running scheme is once he gets his legs under him, he's gonna be something else.
I would, yeah, you're right.
When I don't know, because when Cheetah goes boom, Cheetah goes boom.
I will say fuck. Yeah, you're right.
When Cheetah goes boom, he goes boom, and I don't think you'll ever see CD go boom like Cheetah. And
no, but I will say this though. Cheetah right now is on pace for like 18, almost 1,900 yards. I don't know if that is going to be able to keep going, and him actually do that. So I would say if you have faith in CD, I do, and I know Dak is back, but even if CD is a top 10 guy, which he's kind of almost there now. He's what, 11, 12, 13? He's right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
Even without. So if CD finishes as a top 10 guy and CMC finishes as top 3, I think it's almost the same as Cheetah and Dameon Pierce, but I think CD is going to be more dependable week in and week out as far as being productive every week, where Hill's going to give you those boom busts, and then you've got CMC there too. So I'm actually okay with it. I'm going to say yes. You got my approval to go get CD and CMC. It's a real tough one, but I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say go do it. I'm excited for CMC and the touchdowns and yeah.
I don't know, because the Pierce has been really good, and has Cheetah really been a bust? And I think we all thought that, you know, on a week-to-week basis, it's going to be one of these receivers getting to work. No, we were wrong. They're both going to get to work every week. They're both going to get to work every week. I don't know. I just, to say, like, what separates Cheetah from everybody else is those monstrous games, right? Like, we don't really see a lot of people doing that the way he does it. I'm not trading Cheetah. I don't know. I like CMC, but yeah, CMC's, you know, he gets injured, you know, then
I
you're
think it's a good
smoked.
time. It's a good time to get rid of Pierce high because if he has a couple of bad games or like he didn't score a touchdown last game, didn't go over 100 yards last game. But yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of having the CMC and CD side. What do you think, Ham?
Yeah,
What side are you on here?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I had CD this year. I traded him, and I had CMC for the last 3 years. But you know, I didn't have him this year, but the prior 3 years. I think I'm going to stick with I think I'm going to stick with Tyreek Hill and Damian Pierce on this one, and only for the fact that on a given week, Tyreek Hill can win you the game. You know what I mean? And I think his upside is just so tremendous. And him and Tua definitely have a rapport. I don't think there's any question about that, you know, in terms of him being able to get the ball and make plays and just go bananas. And the way they get him the ball, it doesn't look the same as it did in Kansas City, but it's still just as effective. So
But yeah,
I like it from the standpoint of Tyreek Hill can go out there and get 40, 45 and win you a week single-handedly almost. So I do like that. The Christian McCaffrey thing is really interesting, obviously. I just, for whatever reason, I think he'll be utilized. I still think he'll be very effective. But like I said, San Francisco likes to run the ball with a physical style of rushing, you know, and I don't see Christian McCaffrey being that kind of guy. You know what I mean? So if they're going to run him 25 times between the tackles a game, that's not an effective way for Christian McCaffrey to stay healthy for the rest of the season. So I like Hill and Pierce. It's not by much, obviously, because CD and but I just like the upside of Tyreek Hill being able to go out there and go get 40, 50 on a given day.
Yeah. We got Yee and Outsole in here. What's up, guys? I'll say one last thing about this before we move on. I know we've been on it for a minute, but the way I look at it is the opposite. I don't look at it as RB to RB and wide receiver to wide receiver. I look at it as CMC to Cheetah and Damian Pierce to CD. That's how I look at it. So I think CMC's got just as much as that upside as you guys are saying with Cheetah, and I agree with you guys 100%. But I think having it at the running back position is, you know, something that gives you a little bit more of an edge. And I don't mind going from Cheetah to CD if I'm going to get CMC because Damian Pierce is going to cool down, and we saw it just last week as well. But that's why I like the CMC CD side. You got anything last words to say on that before I move on?
No, it's a pretty close. It's pretty close.
It's close. It's close. It's definitely close.
Jason, yes, pick up Gus. Yeah. People don't have patience. There's always guys, but guys, every week make sure you check the what is it? The review or the transactions of the week. See who dropped two every single week, so that because people will drop people and you won't even know. Because if they're hurt, they're not going to show up on your waiver wire until they're ready to play. So you can always pick up guys that way. Imagine the Vikings losing to the Commanders. Couldn't be us. Jackson, my God. My guy, Jackson.
I'm ready.
Let's go, Jack.
Imagine the Vikings doing anything of note ever in their entire existence.
We are this year. Don't be mad, Hammer.
Imagine the Vikings doing anything of note ever in their entire existence.
Don't be mad, Hammer. Josh, what's up, Josh? Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, everybody that's in here. We appreciate all y'all coming to chill and hang out. I have Hill, Deontay, Pickens at wide receiver 1, 2, and flex. Hill, Deontay, and Pickens. I'm looking to improve wide receiver 2 and flex. Any idea? I was thinking about packaging Hill. No, that wouldn't be the way that I would go about it. Who else do you have on your team? What running backs do you have on your team? What other bench guys do you have on your team? What tight end do you have on your team? What QB do you have on your team? You don't want to give away Hill to go and get other guys. That's the last like resort for me. I would trade somebody, a running back in Pickens or a running back in Deontay or a tight end in Deontay or something like that to upgrade there. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
basically
package some. Oh, go
go
ahead,
ahead, Bob.
Polish.
Go.
No, you'll package something else with one of those Steelers wide receivers and try and split up that duo. I think more or less try and package Deontay probably because NFL young boy George Pickens, he looks like he might be that dude.
Yeah, what do you think, Hammer?
Yeah, the problem with that is if you trade Hill, you're kind of cutting off your nose to spite your face. You know what I mean? Especially with the erraticness of Deontay and Pickens at this particular point. We're not saying they're not good wide receivers. We're just saying in their current offense, you can't really rely on them to be a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver, in that range. So, you kind of have to have Hill as that anchor of your wide receiver core if those are your other 2 wide receivers. What else do you have is really the question.
Hold on, let me just get back to that last question. Jackson put up something else. My team, if I do the cheated trade, would be Lamar, JT, CMC, Cup, CD, Higbee, and Godwin with Mostert on the bench. So he's got Cup as well. So yeah, that's what, even with the more context, I'm still on the same side as making that trade. Do you guys change your mind now that you see what he's got on this team? What it
No,
would be if he made the trade? You'd rather have
no,
than Pierce?
yeah, because I honestly do the way that Kyle Shanahan wants to run the ball and the way the 49ers run the ball, I do not see CMC making it through the season. I have a hard time seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Like he wants to run it 25 times in between, and CMC's great, don't get me wrong, and they're going to give him the ball. But what we've seen from him is that when he gets a ton of touches, he ends up breaking down. That doesn't change. You understand? That doesn't change. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I just think the injury concern is viable for
yeah, it is
CMC.
definitely. J-Man, go ahead, man. Go to bed. Thanks for tuning in, brother. We'll see you on Friday, man. See you on Friday. Needs 8 yards from Deontay to win. You probably got that by now, Yee. Jason, keep an eye out for Chase Edmonds as well. Chances are somebody dropped him with Tua back. I see Edmonds coming back into play. Also look for Kyron Williams. Yeah, Kyron Williams definitely. Edmonds is, I mean, if you got room on your bench, you could stash him. I mean, if Mostert gets hurt, but it seems now like they actually like Mostert and they continue to give him the ball this game, even with Tua back. So picked him up when Brees Hall went out. I'm in a bad run. Yeah. I did a trade. Let me know what side you'd rather be on. All right, I'll get to it in a second. Outsole. Did you put in the chat, Outsole? Outsole, put the trade in there. If you didn't put it in there yet. He's gonna get activated this week, and they love that kid. Yeah, they do love Kyron Williams. Definitely keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for Khalil Herbert, Pacheco, Rashard White, Michael Carter. Yeah, absolutely. Those are guys that, if they're available, pick them up. I mean, in 10-team leagues, I don't know if there probably are, but if you're in like a 12-team league, most likely they're on somebody's team already. But if they're not, definitely go pick up some of those guys as they're gonna get, you know, opportunities now.
I like Pacheco a lot.
Yeah, I like for this year too. Godwin, Taylor, Carter, Godwin, Taylor, Carter, Pat, Olave. Oh, this is a trade. Oh, this is a big one. All right. Godwin, Taylor, Carter, Pat, and Olave for Evans, Fournette, Goder, and Stevenson.
So that's Pat. That's
Evans,
Fryermuth.
yeah. So it's like looks like he's getting Fryermuth and Goder. I mean, we'll just cancel those out pretty
Yeah,
much.
I
Because
think
again,
Goddard has a higher ceiling, but yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
it's pretty even. So for me, at least, it's just easier to just cancel that out. So now we can look at Stevenson to Carter, Fournette to Taylor, Godwin to Evans.
I think trading away Jonathan Taylor right now might be a mistake. With a young quarterback and a running quarterback and somebody, they're going to revert back to giving him a ton of touches. You understand? So I think he after this week with the young quarterback, I think Jonathan, we might start seeing bigger games and more numbers that resemble last year for Jonathan Taylor. So I would still take Taylor over Fournette. Uh, Olave's been really good. It doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball, right? And it doesn't. So Godwin, Evans, that's a push. This to me, this looks kind of like a lateral move. And like me and Steve said, like I don't know, we I don't like to make a trade and go this way. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even see Olave in there. You're giving up way too much. If you're giving up,
Yeah,
you're giving up. You should be getting back way more than just that. So yeah, don't do that trade. Did you say you did that, or you
I think
needed
you
to
did
tell me?
it. Yeah, you already did it.
I
I
did
believe.
a trade. Let me know what side. It's not the fucking Evans and Fournette and Stevenson side. It's not that side. So I hope you didn't get that side because I think
he
you gave
did.
up way too
I
much.
think I think he
You
has
could
a
have broke
lot
it
of.
up. You could have broke it up individually and made better trades that way, or combined guys that way. Like you could have combined Godwin and Carter for a fucking top 10 guy. Like.
Yeah, but also like you have to understand, you got when you're making a trade, you have to break down who do you want the most and who are they coming after the most. Don't start muddying the waters and throwing names in a trade just to get one guy that you want, because then at the end of it, it looks like this, and you take a L. So don't allow anybody to muddy the waters on you either. You understand? You always gotta kind of pinpoint which two guys are the main guys in this trade from each side.
He said he has Hurts, so he did this trade to get the Hurts and Goddard. Bro, what is the Hurts and Goddard combo?
Yeah,
What are you getting at that?
let me jump in on that one. Unless you're getting Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, you don't need to, or Mark Andrews to Lamar. But even still, that's even a little questionable at this point. Tight end to quarterback is not what you try to, double dip with. Jalen Hurts has been good, really good. Goddard's been good, but not great. He's not Kelce and he's not Mark Andrews, so there's no reason to pinpoint. If you want to pinpoint somebody, go get AJ Brown. Like if that's what you're really trying to do in that situation, if you want a pass catcher, even still, even if you wanted to make a lesser deal, go get Devonta Smith if you wanted somebody to pair with Jalen Hurts. But I think Bagala kind of hit the nail on the head when you start adding more than two players from each side. You're muddying the waters and you can come out on the wrong side of it if you're trying to target a guy too heavily and you're just giving up valuable assets. You know what I mean? My golden rule is I never really like to do a deal with more than two players from each side. Now you could do a 3-player deal if it kind of fits what you're really trying to do. If you're trying to shake it up, say you're 0-6 like I was, and you're trying to shake it up, or 1-5, 2-4, whatever the case may be, and you want to shake it up by making a 6-player total swap 3-3, but this is just way too much for what you're trying to do. Look for a 2-for-1, look for a 2-for-2 or something like that. So, you really want to try and not muddy the waters. That's really the best way to put it, by having 9 players in a deal.
Yeah, for once we agree, Bagala, F you, Hammer. I don't remember what you didn't agree on. My bad, Patrick.
I think this was the Kareem Hunt thing.
Maybe. Stevenson got you the dub with that catch. Good shit, Yee. Keep doing your thing.
Bagala held on by the skin of his teeth in my league.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, because the Bears put another into, and what's his name? Justin Fields to the knee.
Nice.
You know it, Patrick. You know it. Patrick says Hammer's big mad. Them Vikings are gonna win the division.
It's not a good year for the Pack.
That's fine, but let's put it this way: the Vikings are a fart in a hurricane of the NFL the entire NFL ever since
Yeah,
the
he was
beginning.
He was talking about the hunt. Yeah.
So the Vikings have never done shit, and until they do something, I don't want to hear shit from Vikings fans.
I can agree with you on that. But what is going to come down for the Vikings is if Kirk Cousins can win playoff games and if he can win in prime time. That's what it's going to come down to.
Which he cannot.
He can't.
Well, he won the playoff game. Don't hate on the guy.
Ooh.
He's been in the league how long? He's won one playoff game.
Mark Sanchez won playoff games, so stop it.
Listen, Eli Manning only won playoff games when he played them damn Super Bowl. Otherwise, he couldn't win.
When he did what? Wait, hold on. Okay. Steve, when he did what?
Yeah, when the defense won those Super Bowls.
No. When he did what?
Oh, when that guy caught that ball on his head.
No. That's when he did what? When did he catch that ball?
Spears IT says, "Here's my waivers." Gus Edwards, Donta Foreman, James Robinson, Michael Carter, and George Pickens. Who should I pick up? Shit.
Gus Bus.
Yeah.
Gus Bus, 100%.
Yeah, so Gus
and team look like? What do you really need?
I think Gus and Donta Foreman would be the best two running backs of the two to pick up. James Robinson and Michael Carter. I mean, they're going to split it, just like Foreman is going to split it too with Chuba. But we know that Foreman can actually run the football and he's getting that work. So I would say those two first. I mean, I don't know how much guys you can pick up or how many you can drop, but for me, those are the first two picks. What about you guys?
Yeah, I guess this is just who he put waivers in for. But
said who should I pick up?
Who should he pick up?
It's Gus Bus. For me, it's go get Gus Edwards. John Harbaugh loves him some Gus Edwards. He came off a knee injury. He had 18 carries yesterday. He's the guy you want.
Yeah. 10 teams in full PPR, he said. Yeah. Yeah, Spear. My two would be Gus Edwards and Donta Foreman. Those I would prioritize those two first. What about you, Hammer?
Yeah, Gus Edwards obviously is the number one, probably going to be the number one waiver wire pickup this week. But I kind of like what I've seen from Pickens, man. I really do. And I think we tend to see, and I've said this on plenty of episodes and plenty of shows, these rookie type wide receivers. Now, I know I said before that the offense doesn't look great, but it looks like Kenny Pickett is targeting Pickens, at a nice clip. So I wouldn't be opposed to going Gus Edwards and Pickens here. And as we've seen late in seasons, those rookie wide receivers really start to get a good feel for NFL defenses, how to run routes, have a better rapport with their quarterback as the season goes along. And I think Pickens could be a nice sneaky pickup where he could fill in your wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, flex type, and you could get solid production out of him.
Yeah, rookies in general late in the season after buys, the coaching staffs tend to work them more into the game plan. And like Polish said, Pickens in a PPR, Pickens might be good.
Well, I would say the reason why I go that way and not the receivers because it's only a 10-team league. So you're going to prioritize a running back more. And you can find anybody to replace Pickens in a 10-team league. You can't really replace an RB that's getting all the carries. So that's why I went that way, Spear. But take what you like from it, brother.
Did Chicken lose?
If you need a wide receiver, then absolutely go get Pickens. It depends more on what you need there.
Oh yeah, Chicken got crushed actually.
Jackson said put him in jail. He thinks he deserves an 8 to 10. He traded Pierce, Tyler Boyd, and Henderson for CMC. Is this a 12-team league? Those guys are probably all on your bench, I'm sure. Tyler Boyd and Henderson.
Wait, which Pierce?
Damian
Pierce?
Yeah. So you get an 8 to 10 from me. I don't know about these guys. What do you guys think? I think Boyd and Henderson are on your bench. I know that. So what do you guys think? Basically, it's Pierce for CMC in my eyes.
Well, yeah. I mean, he gave up some depth, but you went and got CMC. Yeah. I like that trade. I definitely like that trade.
I don't know if this is 8 to 10. This is more.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think it's a rape. I don't think it's an 8 to 10. But I like the trade. You went and got CMC. You gave up. You gave up compensation. You gave up a lot to get him, but it is CMC. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this though. That's a good move by Jackson trading Tyler Boyd with some value still. Tyler Boyd had a massive game, and I just don't see that kind of consistency. Quietly, Tyler Boyd's had a really good season overall, considering he's the wide receiver 3 there. So I think being able to unload Tyler Boyd and pick up a CMC, you know, you got to do that every single time. And you get a player in the deal. So I approve of it. I don't think it's 8 to 10. Some community service.
Yeah. There you go.
8 to 10, Jackson.
You got it.
You got the 8 to 10 from Stevie B, because I see this trade as Dameon Pierce for CMC. I don't care about Tyler Boyd. I don't care about Henderson, especially where you drafted them. That's what I see. The guy just went to the 49ers. He's going to score massive touchdowns. We saw it last game. I mean, even though Hammer don't like it, ran right up the little gut and just squiggled his way to a nice little 10-yard gain, 9-yard gain, easy. And that's what we're going to see. So you get the 8 to 10 from me. Any of y'all want to change your mind?
It was very savvy. I'll give him that. Tyler Boyd off of a big game. He gets rid of Henderson before Kyron Williams comes back. Very savvy, very smart, very good trade.
Yeah, I love the trade. I just think this is a situation where he's picking up garbage in an orange jumpsuit for 30 days. I don't know if this is 8 to 10-ish, but listen, you got the best player in the deal. We all approve of it.
Absolutely.
Household says Rodgers can't make it out the NFC Championship. Let's go.
Oh, God. Everybody's coming for
the fine. If the standard is the NFC Championship game, you know what it is. So let's not just dance all over the grave. You want to hang from the rim? Go ahead and hang from the rim. Hang on the rim, whatever you want.
Our guys in the community, we're going at the pack right now. We're all in on it. All right.
Jam it up. Jam it up.
Yes.
Oh shit. All right. Let me see here. It looks like Patrick agreed with y'all. Foreman's a close third. Yeah, I would say the second or third would just depend on what he needs. Does he need RB or does he need a wide receiver? So Gus and Jrob for sure, with him going over to the Jets. Yeah, I just don't love Jrob, and I think him and Carter are going to be split more where, you know, Gus and Foreman have a more, right as of right now anyway, certified, like they're getting pretty much that first and second down roles.
I'm Michael Carter pissed off.
Shit, Michael Carter's been pissed off since they drafted Brees. Shit.
Well, that turned out to be the right move, as we've seen, but
but Michael Carter, he's shown he can play a little bit last year. He just hasn't gotten a shot, and now you think Brees goes down. I got my shot. I can show him what I got, and we go get James Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't care, bro. You know. Well, they should have actually. They could have let him get to work and then traded him and got, you know, brought his value up. Chuba is not expected to miss time, they're saying, but you know, you just got to monitor it through the week. So we'll see.
A little ankle.
We'll see how that goes.
Ankle injuries for running backs, you got to cut, you got to block, you got to do all
Diggs,
that.
Chase, and wide receivers are Diggs, Chase, and Pittman is a good wide receiving core. Yeah, you got a good wide receiving core.
That's a good wide receiving core.
I'd see if maybe you can move. You know, with the news obviously that the rookie QB is coming in. Maybe try and take Pittman in a piece and try and get a better wide receiver. Maybe. What do you guys think?
I just think the issue with that is that a lot of people are, you know, especially if they know what they're doing, they're going to view it that way. And Michael Pittman's kind of stock is going to drop a little bit. So you might be getting, you know, 60 cents on the dollar for Michael Pittman. That's the only problem with that.
Yeah, that's why you would have to package him. I kind of wait and I would hold Michael Pittman. Maybe he gets, you know, has a nice game, or find that taco. Find that taco, Spears. Find him. Find the guy that doesn't know about Sam Ehlinger playing, and go trade Michael Pittman right now.
What if I paired up Pittman and Jones? Can you expend Jones though? What are your other wide receivers there? I mean, what are your other running backs? Pittman, Spears.
I love me some Aaron Jones.
Packers won't win another game this year, I'm guessing. Spears coming at him. Let's go.
Oh my God. This is listen, you're gonna have to lay off my boy, right? He's
That's
taking
fine.
it enough.
I can handle it. I can handle it.
He's lost to the
That's
Giants. He's lost to the Vikings. He's lost to the Jets. Now he's lost to the football team. All right? Yo, Polish, everybody's hanging on the rim today.
I got it. Hold on. We got another one. My guy Jackson, man, my boy. 12-man Lamar, JT, CMC, Cup, Hill, Higbee, Godwin. Yeah, I like that. He has Kyron in his IR spot. He says KJ Osborne would be the number 1 wide receiver on the Packers right now.
KJ Osborne's not better than Alan Lazard. And I know that's not exactly setting the bar very high, but he's not better than Lazard. Lazard is a very capable wide receiver.
KJ Osborne would be a good addition to the pack, though.
Jalen Reagor would be the number 1 wide receiver on the pack. They're just coming for Hammer now.
So where was all this shit talking when the Packers were rolling and they had big time?
They haven't been rolling this year. They haven't been rolling.
Hang on the rim all you want. Your due
Pack ain't even touching the rim this year.
No. So this
Fournette.
Keep it coming.
Y'all
gonna write me off? I'm not gonna write back. I'm going full Geno on you bitches.
Says he's got Fournette, Raheem, and James Conner. Ooh. Can you keep Jones and instead maybe give up Conner and Pittman?
I was just gonna say that, Steve. I'd give up Conner and Pittman.
That value, though, that there's a little value there, though, in those guys. That's the problem. Yeah, but Pittman still has some value, but Conner has virtually no value of anything to get in return. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess let's tell you how to do it. Okay, go find a team that's not winning. Find a team that needs a wide receiver. And running back, and then you fucking make them, or who needs a running back, and you find that team and you give up the wide receiver and the running back for their wide receiver.
Or find that team that has Eno Benjamin. The team that has Eno Benjamin, they probably played him. He came off a 21-point game. If Conner is playing, find that team and try and trade Conner to that team, because they're probably thinking, damn, I got to move Eno out now because Conner's back. But if you're willing to give them Conner and Pittman, maybe you can pilfer something away from them.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I really like that train of thought. And that's kind of like my similar train of thought in terms of like when you're going out there looking to target somebody. Look who they have. If they have a handcuff that's currently playing for a guy like James Conner who hasn't been productive, all right, now that person is worth more to the owner of Eno Benjamin because James Conner will come back and will play and probably will assume the bulk of the carry. So that's obviously the best strategy to kind of employ in this situation.
Absolutely. And Spears, we all know James Conner is bad, and he probably won't put up the 21 points that Eno Benjamin put up just because this year he kind of sucks, right? But we know that. They don't know that. They're going to automatically think, Benjamin had 21 points. Conner can do that because he's a better running back. But it's been a down year for Conner. Not saying he can't. We just don't know. But if you package him, it's mind games. You got to mind fuck him, Spears.
Yeah, he says who could he get? Other than
go for Pittman and Conner.
You can, try and target like an AJ Brown, who's just some guys maybe that lost a little bit of value. AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, that's been killing it.
I think you take those two guys, and you go get yourself Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel did not have a big game. People are probably
now.
Huh?
Hammy.
He's day to day. He's fine. He's Deebo. All right, he's fine. Go get Deebo Samuel. People are down now because CMC went there. Everybody's panicking. Oh, he's going to take away things from Deebo. He's going to take away touches from Deebo. He's going to take away this, that, and the third. Also, Deebo's coming off of a bad game. If you take those two guys, you can probably go get Deebo and a piece.
Yeah, you might be able to get Deebo. That is a good guy. But yeah, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Deebo. Who else would you rather have right now? Amari Cooper. I don't know if you can get any of the top guys. That might be
Higgins.
T. Higgins is a good one. Yep.
I think that might be shooting for the stars a little bit. Just because
it hasn't been great.
He hasn't been phenomenal.
And then
No, but
Chase
when
just
you
had the mid game too, so you just use that to your advantage. Like, bro, Chase is
yeah,
getting all the work, bro.
And
yeah,
Tyler
you
Boyd for
could,
that matter.
and Tyler Boyd for that matter. But when your quarterback throws for 500 yards, people are gonna say, I think T. Higgins gonna get some of that next time around.
Maybe.
You understand?
But T. Higgins is coming off kind of a subpar game. You know, it's solid, but 4 for 80 isn't going to blow anybody's socks off. So at
And he's been
least
hurt.
and he's been a little banged up. So at least the stock right now is kind of, not as high as we know T. Higgins stock can be, on any given week or just overall for the season. So I think he's an excellent target. He's a really good wide receiver, a big time red zone threat. So that would be a nice target for me if you're going to give up a Pittman and a Connor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely,
Yes.
I think so.
So those are a bunch of guys to look at. Just scope it out, their team, and see what you can do there. But I guess let me just get into some waiver wire shit real quick before we get back into the games. But I had a few different ones. I don't know. I wrote down a bunch actually, but I mean, even though you don't know who's gonna get the ball, Hardman did have fucking 3 touchdowns, right? Hardman, Pacheco. We spoke about Gus already. Wandell, Bagalaz's boy, right?
Yes, sir.
Obviously Foreman and Chuba, even though they were probably picked up last week already. But just check, if they weren't in your league, especially like in those 10-team leagues where maybe you might need any of those guys. I would say Paris Campbell, but now that Matt Ryan is not there, it's not even worth it.
You have
So,
no idea how much that pissed me off to watch Paris Campbell go off and Michael Pittman had kind of like just an average game. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Marquise
Daniel,
Goodwin is another one, deeper league.
yeah, if DK is going to miss time, definitely. Daniel Jones, obviously.
Yes,
If you're in need of
sir.
streaming a QB, Michael Gallup, maybe now that Dak is back, right?
Yes, sir.
Who else? Palmer, now that Mike Williams is going to be out. Palmer is another one
Yeah.
where he could have
Isn't
been
Palmer
dropped.
a little banged up too?
He is
He
a
might.
little banged up. Maybe if you're looking for somebody even deeper than that, DeAndre Carter.
Yeah, because if he's gonna miss time too, then yeah. But Mike Williams might miss, a few weeks, so we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
that was a
But
big.
you know
That was a
who
big.
really looked good was Dolchich on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Falling in shit.
Yeah.
You know, who else? Evan Ingram. I mean, there's not much. Those were just guys I wrote down kind of off the top of my head. He says he doesn't want 2 Bengals receivers. All right. So then don't go after T. Higgins. Go after some of the other guys we talked about over there.
CeeDee Lamb, Debo Samuel, AJ Brown, maybe Jalen Waddle. See if you can get a Jalen Waddle.
DK
That'll
Metcalf.
be hard. DK depends because he might be injured. You might be waiting on him.
But even
So
still, that's a situation where the stock might have dropped off just a tad. And if you get a guy like DK, depending on what your record is, if you can afford to kind of maybe wait a week or two and hold down the fort, and then if DK's back in a week or two, boom, now you're in business.
But if I'm giving up Pittman, I don't know if I want to give up, Connor too, though. I might want to give him less if I'm just gonna get DK, especially coming off the injury. You might be able to get him for cheaper.
Well, regardless, that's a good target then.
Yeah.
When Spears said the Packers shouldn't be an organization, looks like my old high school team. This year they might. They've been good in the past. We can't deny that.
Hold on.
This year.
Hold on, Spears. Let me sit down and educate you a little bit. The Packers are one of the original NFL franchises, number one, and I want to know who Spears' team is. So let's put the chips on the table. Do we know who his favorite team is, Spears? If you're out there, tell me who your favorite team is, so we can make this a fair fight.
Yeah, I don't think he mentioned who his team was. I'm not sure.
That's shocking.
Let's see. Yeah, so Spears, he's a Chiefs fan. Oh yeah, it's gonna be tough to get on him. We got Patty. We got Patty now.
Hey, Steve, go back to that next question.
Yeah, my bad. I was going in. Cody, should I trade James Robinson? Oh, nice Dynasty question. Good shit, Cody. Thanks for tuning in, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, bro. If you haven't already, appreciate it. Should I trade James Robinson, Claypool, the 108, and the 308 for Etienne and the 101? Yeah, that's
yes. Now, Cody.
Don't wait another second before they change.
Go do it and then come back and tell us. See who asked. You don't ask for the 8 to 10. You don't ask for the 8 to 10. You earn the 8 to 10. All right. And Cody's earning the 8 to 10. Send that man to jail. You're going to prison, Cody. Go make that trade.
He might be on death row after that trade.
This is the definition of golden balls right here.
Oh yeah.
Golden balls. Go make that trade, Cody.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, James Robinson ain't really worth anything really in Dynasty. No. Claypool is interesting, but if you're getting Etienne and the 101, absolutely, it's not even close because you're about to get Etienne and fucking Bijan probably.
Yeah, and that 308 really turns into nothing because third round picks are good picks, but it has to be at the top of the third round because down at the bottom of that third round, it kind of starts getting slim pickings, and you can probably get those guys, off of the waivers after the draft. So, I would say up to the 305 is where those third round picks still have some value. That 308 doesn't have any value. Go send the 108. Go send the 308. Those two guys for Etienne and the 101. Yes, absolutely.
I would say it also does depend on the roster size though, because if you've got a tremendous roster size, those picks do mean a lot. There's these leagues out there with 20, 25, 30 rosters.
Oh, absolutely.
And if it's like that, those picks are even more valuable. But yeah, still, absolutely, you're giving up. That's fine. What you're giving up.
I have one quick question though. How does he already know it's the 101?
It could be the worst team. Maybe there's an 0-6 team. You know, or maybe it goes by points instead of. But
we're still halfway through the season. A lot can still transpire. I'm just curious how he knows it's the 101.
Well, how can we say that Mingle is going to be 90% most likely the 101 in our?
What I'm saying is something could still happen. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I'm just curious how he knows it's the 101 already.
Yeah, but and then
on
top,
it's probably a really bad team, or maybe they just have absolute 0-6 team. Yeah, projected, and his is projected 108. So yeah, the 108 was your one is one where you don't necessarily know, but the 101. You could possibly know in some leagues, or at least it's going to be top 3, and even still, that's going to give you one of those top guys.
Okay, so. I was just curious.
And you're getting Etienne, who is taking over that back.
And they just traded Jrob right now. So there are Etienne season all in. This is a golden trade. I love this. That's golden bars.
Yeah, Packers have the same record as the Bears. They only scored 2 more points, but they've given up 14 more points than the Bears.
Oh, stop it with the Bears. Now you're reaching.
Just got to get his shit out of his ass.
Now you're reaching.
He's got to get the crystals out of his ass that he's been boofing up there. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Love Dynasty. No problem, Cody. Anytime, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. This way,
absolutely.
You can get all our shit. We're always here for you. You can follow us.
Cody, send your boys also. We're always looking for Dynasty questions. Send your league. Send your boys. Let everybody know. Tell them to like and subscribe.
First in the league. Yeah, bro. You're first in the league, and then you're about to get Etienne and the 101, bro. That's absolutely that's awesome. Bro.
Yeah, that's the rich getting richer right there.
Sent me Josh Jacobs and Deontay Johnson for Chase.
Ooh.
Did he need a running back? Shit, I can't remember the team. I think he needed a running back. I think if I'm not, no, he has Fournette, Raheem, and James Conner, but he'd get Josh Jacobs.
No, he also has Aaron Jones. Remember, he said he has Aaron Jones.
Oh, he's got Diggs. He's got Diggs and Pittman. So if he gives up Chase, he'll be rolling with Diggs and Pittman, but he will have Josh Jacobs.
That's my guy.
Josh Jacobs has been really good right now. I think you look at this and you say,
I think I would take it probably.
I think you have to look at this Spear and say, who do you have more faith in? Do you have more faith? Because listen, Josh Jacobs has been on a tear right now, and so has Chase. And they're both going to come back down to earth and kind of level out. Who do you have more faith in that's going to give you that more top end production, even when they do level out, like regular good game production. Because right now they're absolutely going crazy. But so I think you have to look at it that way. And you got Aaron Jones. Josh Jacobs is really good right now. That's rough. That's rough. I just think you're taking too. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to cherry chase. I wouldn't be able to do it.
So the one
Fournette,
thing,
he's got Fournette too. Don't forget. So he's got Fournette, Jones, Team Mostert, and James Conner. Go ahead, Hammer. My bad.
Yeah, the one thing here though is that separates Jacobs from Chase, and they both have been on a tear the last 3 weeks for Jacobs, last 2 weeks for Chase. The thing that separates them in this trade, and I think Bagala was hitting on it just a touch, was Jamar Chase has more competition for targets on a given week. Josh Jacobs has no competition for touches in the backfield with the Raiders right now. 0. And they are giving him the rock early, often, shadow, shade, day, night. So
they're throwing him the ball.
That would be the only thing that I would look at if I'm on the fence and I'm trying to, look for a reason, to make this deal, is that Josh Jacobs has no competition in that Vegas backfield. Chase has some good competition. We talked about it. Boyd, Higgins, Hayden Hurst has become a viable tight end in that particular offense. So if you want to look at it that way, that might give you some more confidence in terms of sustained production on a week-to-week basis. Out of a running back spot, though, those top 10 running backs are hard to come by. You know what I mean? Wide receiver production is easily more replaceable than top end running back production, in my estimation.
So which side do you want?
Yeah, man. I have both of these guys on my Dynasty team, and it's a tough one because they've both been really good and really carrying me the last couple of weeks. But I think I might pull the trigger here. As much as it pains me to say, I might pull the trigger here and get Jacobs and Deontay, but it wouldn't be easy. I'd be looking at it for a day or two for sure.
I think I will go one step further. You take this trade and then you trade one of those running backs that you have with Deontay or with Pittman, and you fucking go replace Chase.
Yeah.
And then you'll still have Deontay or Pittman as well as getting almost a Chase back, You can get a really good receiver if you're giving up one of those RBs because you're getting Jacobs, so that's awesome. And then you can just replace Chase. That's what I would say, to just take it one step further, Spear. My bad. I gotta find where we were here. What are your thoughts on the Buccaneers and that offense? Oh my God, rest of the season. I don't know, man. I just.
I said they were going to have a get-right game against Carolina, and I was dead wrong. So I have no idea.
They had their chances in that game, and I just think they're just a little off. A little? And just a little, because if hear me out, Mike Evans catches that touchdown pass in the beginning of the game, I think that changes the whole entire game. Yeah. And I think that would, you know what I'm saying? And when you're playing bad and you make mistakes and you have a walk-in touchdown and you drop it, teams can go in the tank. People can go in the tank. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they do have to protect Brady a little bit more. And I still look at them. They're right there. Something's going to switch, and you're going to see Tom Brady take off. And I think it's coming. I think the Buccaneers are coming.
It doesn't look right, dude. It doesn't look right.
I would say this: when a man loses his family, it's fucking hard. Whether you're fucking Tom Brady or not, like mentally, no matter how good he ever was or is, like it's not the same. Everything is different, and it still weighs on you.
Yeah, but I could also say, Steve, I really don't think the offense is their problem. They can't stop a soul.
Well, they can't score either.
Yeah, but they can't stop a soul. And
their offense is not good. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They scored 18 points against Carolina. They scored 3 Tom Brady scored 3 points against Carolina. That's a problem.
I understand that. And there were a lot of drop passes, and I won't put it all on him. Did he turn the ball over? No, it's not like he's out there making bad decisions. I still think the GOAT can turn it around.
Spears says he's about to be 3-4. So which is the better move? Yeah, like I said, I would make that move and then make another move. You're not just one move away; you're 2 moves away. So that's what I would say: is make that move and then come off another trade and get another wide receiver. And then I think
now that I think about it, and I see that he's 3-4, and he's trying to make the playoffs. Brandon Jacobs, he's already had his bye week. You know what I'm saying? So you can stick him in there and play him, and Chase's bye week is coming up. You'll be losing Chase for a game, so you really need to kind of try and win every game you can right now. And I guess I would make it with that. If that's the case.
Who is a team who hasn't had a dynasty since the 60s? Green Bay who has a team who hasn't had a dynasty since the 60s. Green Bay.
I didn't say anything about dynasty. I said the Packers are one of the classic.
Oh, he says he'll retire. He just hates the Packers almost as much.
Yeah, because we beat the shit out of the Bears.
Yeah,
every single time. That's
Steelers
why.
Steelers have been a long dynasty for a long time. I was a Dorsey Levens and Amon Green fan. Okay, there you go, showing some Packer love. Does that make a difference again, Hammer?
Throwing it back.
Not really, but we'll maybe one day we can.
Hey, listen, Patrick, the Dorsey Levens name drop, your shit. I like it.
Oh, good. And the Amon Green, I like that.
Amon Green wasn't. But going back to Dorsey Levens, now you know your football.
That's late 90s.
Even though Hammer's still hurting, it touched his heart a little bit. I know it did.
Now, listen, if you would have went Reggie White, if you would have went Antonio Freeman, if you would have went Sterling Sharp, then now we're in the wheelhouse.
Levens was on those teams.
Solid. Dorsey Levens was solid.
Teams.
Start Brady or Gino. I can't believe I have to say Gino.
No.
Yeah.
Gino.
Well, hold on. I was gonna say Gino right off the rip, but the DK injury is big on the Gino front.
It is. And if we're talking about this week, Brady is about to play the Ravens on Thursday night, and I think the Ravens their defense has been better, but they still got some holes in that back end. And I think we might see something different out of Brady this week. When Tom Brady gets pissed off, good things usually happen.
I think he was pissed off after the Steelers game, and look what happened against Carolina.
Yeah, but listen, things happen.
I'll say this: if DK plays, then Gino, but I don't know if he's really going to play. So if he doesn't play, then Brady. But if he does play, then I'll still go with Gino.
The fact that this is even a question lets you know where we're at with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's I can't believe it. But anyway, let's go with the. Should we just skip this game? The Packers and Commanders.
Oh no, we got to talk about this game.
Listen, I can handle it. I'm a big boy. My team stinks right now. You guys want to hang from the rim? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, Aaron Jones 9 catches was big. I mean, it's nice to see that they went back to that, how they should have been using them. Only 8 carries for 23 yards, but
don't get me started.
2 touches, 2 tutties. Take it, right?
That's what Aaron Jones does.
Take it away, Hammer. The floor is yours.
Tell us about your pack.
You know what the most frustrating part about this was? The defense made plays early in that game. Bagalaw's boy Devondre Campbell came up with a massive game. I even said if you go look at a stat sheet, it looks like a CVS receipt. He's just doing work. But yeah, this was a frustrating game overall because I heard a stat. I was watching some ESPN thing this morning. Aaron Rodgers had 81 yards passing after 3 quarters. That's a problem. And now I'm watching the game, and Aaron's throwing the ball, and is it me or does it seem like the receivers don't have confidence anymore? It looks like all the receivers have lost their confidence because I've seen Randall Cobb make routine catches that some of these guys are not making. Obviously, Devontae. I've seen guys like Jordy Nelson make these catches. I understand they're younger guys, and maybe Aaron doesn't trust them completely, but it looks like the entire receiving course confidence is shot.
I got a point to that after you're done.
And
Go ahead.
and I don't know if it's a combination of Aaron Rodgers' body language. I don't know if it's a combination of Aaron Rodgers' confidence in those guys, if it's the receivers' confidence themselves. But they had a lead. They had the momentum. They were roughing up Tyler Heineke a little bit, and they were playing fairly well. Our receivers, our cornerbacks got burned a couple of times by Terry McLaurin, but there's no reason to lose to the Commanders, just like there was no reason to lose to the Jets. And I know the Jets are a better team from what I've seen, but it's weird. I can't. It's hard to explain when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's all I got.
I will say this about the receivers' confidence and things like that. They're losing confidence because Aaron keeps calling them out in the media, and you can't understand. He can't. They're young receivers, and after every game, we all know that it's going to come down, and people are going to talk about the receivers and things like that. But when you call them out, you're basically putting them on Front Street and saying it's their fault, and he's not having their back. So therefore, why would you want to play for somebody or play with somebody like that? And it doesn't really make it easy for you to go out there and do your job if you know you're going to be chastised every time you make a fucking mistake.
Listen,
they're learning on the fly. The Packers put themselves in this situation, not only by letting Devontae go, whatever. Devontae wanted to go, whatever. You have not drafted a receiver in the first round in how many years?
Ever.
You cannot think that you're going to keep getting third, fourth, fifth round receivers, whatever it is, and molding them into, you know what I'm saying, into these great receivers. Now, maybe you can, but right now, Aaron Rodgers needs a ready-made receiver. He's old. He's not getting any younger.
So here's a couple of things. Number one, what I've noticed too is, listen, when Greg Jennings was coming up, they had an established guy in a Donald Driver. When Jordy Nelson and Devontae were coming up, they had an established guy in Greg Jennings. When Randall Cobb was coming up, they had Jordy Nelson. Like, they always had guys that were, in their first or second year, but they didn't have to be the guy. Now they're expecting these young guys to be the guy right out of the box, and that very rarely works. And it's frustrating to watch.
That's because they missed on draft picks.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers has got to be a better leader, a different type of leader.
Be accountable
than what he is. So you got to understand that these rookie guys, these young guys coming in, have watched Aaron Rodgers in his prime. Now they're playing.
It can be intimidating,
which is an amazing and intimidating factor, and they need more love support and coddling and showing how Aaron Rodgers wants them to do things and how they need to do things, rather than pointing shit out like, oh, you got to catch this or what the fuck. Like, he needs to be a better leader in that sense of trying to bring them up instead of bringing them down, because it's just hurting them. And this is a different generation. You can't Tom Brady motherfuckers. Like, you can't. It's a different generation.
I'm the biggest Packers fan. I'm obviously, right, but ask Bagala. I've said that Aaron needs to be more accountable for the shit, especially over the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, especially with the flopping, whether he's going to play or not, whether he wants to come back, whatever the case may be. Like, listen, Aaron has to be more accountable. I'll call the Packers to the carpet for what they are. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, no, Aaron's the golden boy. He shouldn't be held accountable. He should be held accountable. And the Packers organization as a whole should be held accountable for not re-signing Davante Adams 2 years ago. So from that standpoint, the whole team should be accountable. Of course, I want my team to succeed, but I'm not going to be this pie in the sky person that thinks just because we have Aaron Rodgers, everything's going to be great. No, he needs to be accountable. The front office needs to be accountable in terms of getting him guys. Look how many primetime wide receivers have been traded in the last 3 or 4 years. Do I need to run them off? DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill. We were on the wrong end of one of those trades in trading away Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs a couple of years ago.
And to your point, Polish, maybe not the Tyreek Hills and the Devontae Adams, because they gave away so much for those guys. But those DeAndre Hopkins and Diggs packages, they didn't trade. They didn't get a lot in return for those guys.
Look what the Eagles did for Jalen Hurts.
Exactly. But to Steve's point also is that when he says, coddling, and maybe it's not coddling, but it's easier.
The wrong word.
Bringing them along.
Yeah, no, but you were on the right path. It's what Aaron Rodgers is doing is like, you have to be here at this point at this time, instead of showing them how to get there. Hey, listen, if we're running a little corner route and you see the safety like this, dude, flatten it out. You know what I'm saying? Give them little pointers to help them. And he's not doing that because Aaron Rodgers is full of himself. He's a nozzle.
I'm not disagreeing. I
and that's what it is. And it's making the team worse for it. He's not, there's no relationship. There's no, cohesion. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's expecting young guys to go out there. This is your job. Go do your job. But you're not giving them the tools to make them successful and help them do a job. Do their job to the best of their abilities.
Listen, if you want to call your receivers to the carpet, do that behind closed doors.
Yes.
Like, you go in front of the media and you tell them, listen, I have all the confidence in these guys. They're working hard in practice. They're kicking ass. They're showing up every day, blah, blah, blah. And then when you get in practice, you fucking chew them out in practice.
It's also been 3 weeks.
Also,
3 weeks he's went and did that.
That's what I'm saying. Also, too, his body language just doesn't seem like, if a guy drops a pass. Listen, when Christian Watson dropped that pass against the Vikings, I would have been upset too, and I would have been losing it because that was a dime and he should have caught it. And that might have been able to set a better tone in terms of how much confidence Aaron has in the quarterbacks, and in the wide receivers, and how much the wide receivers have confidence in Aaron, in terms of, hey, listen, we're going to step up and make plays. Now, I think Romeo Doubs is going to be a good player, but he's going to be inconsistent. Like, that's just the nature of the beast.
He's young.
You have guys that are super young. Like, they have 2 rookie wide receivers in Doubs and Watson. They have Lazard, who's a good player, but he's more of a wide receiver 2 maximum. Like, his absolute ceiling is a wide receiver 2. You know what I mean? You can't trot Randall Cobb out there and expect to do damage. He looked better, but he's older. You know what I mean? Robert Tonyan, like, it just doesn't, there's not enough there to be consistently where you need to be if you expect to be a championship contender. You know what I mean? So it's frustrating all the way around.
And every pass, he doesn't got to go, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well, they're playing scared because of his actions, and you can't play like that. You start thinking too much, and
exactly.
I agree.
Would you guys try to trade Lamar? No, I wouldn't try and trade Lamar because even a shitty game is 20 points.
Yeah, Lamar's gonna be fine, and then he's gonna pick it up. But
they
also
had a game for 20 points since week 2. I think week 3. I think it'd mean week 3, but still, 20 points is a fucking is any other quarterback on a good day, and that's your floor for Lamar. So
absolutely. But back to the Packers, we know. You got a young quarterback. A young wide receiver core. We know all of that. So what do? Let's get our best player the ball. Can we do that? Can we get our best player the ball? When you give the ball to 33, good things happen. Aaron Jones should be touching the ball 25 times a game. Don't give me A.J. Dillon. If it's not 3rd and 1, if it's not 2nd and 1, if you're not at the fucking goal line, A.J. Dillon should not be on the field. All right? Give Aaron Jones the ball. He's your best player. And as you do that, other things will probably open up. Don't allow these young wide receivers to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. Give it to 33. He can carry that weight. He's really damn good. You know what I'm saying? And
speaking of 33,
there you go.
Aaron Jones or Mostert? Aaron Jones has a tough matchup, but Raheem has Detroit.
Packers are playing Buffalo.
I'm picking that. I'm going with Aaron. Aaron Jones is just better.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think this is a lot closer than it seems. Aaron Jones is the better player. I don't think there's much of a question on that, but there are other factors than just being the best player. You know, the Packers offense looks terrible. He doesn't get the ball at a consistent enough clip to say, yeah, it's Aaron Jones. It's a slam dunk. And he has a tough matchup where they could be behind a lot. And Aaron could look like he did last year in Tampa, where he threw for 180 yards and 2 picks, and Aaron Jones gets 3.5 points. So I think that it's a real decision, and I wouldn't be opposed to going with Mostert against Detroit.
Maybe I'm gonna ride with Aaron Jones. I think even if it's a bad game and they're getting blown out, maybe he starts dumping it down to Aaron Jones, and maybe Matt LaFleur has learned, and understands that he has to get his best play the ball. But I love me some Aaron Jones. I would feel like shit if he went off and I had him on my bench.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mostert went for 120 and a touchdown, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Jones scored 4 touchdowns. So
Exactly.
and I think last game seeing him get 9 receptions, I think maybe that they continue that, or Aaron sees that, okay, I got to do this, especially if it's a high scoring game as well. The Bills can score, obviously, so if they've got to score, Aaron Jones will still be involved. So yeah, I don't know if I could go away from Aaron Jones, but that is a good one. That's a real good question.
Definitely.
Traded Miles Sanders for
He didn't even finish
that.
it.
I don't
Giving him another one.
Don't even have to ask. Yeah, that's a crime. That's good shit. Elver, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, bro. You're already part of the crew. Already just raping.
Definitely, absolutely. You snuck in when nobody was looking.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Patrick says he knows his football. Dorsey Levens owes his whole career to Edgar Bennett getting hurt. Wasn't Desmond Howard the first ever kick return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl? I might be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know if he was. Was he the first ever?
I believe Devin Hester had one.
No, but Desmond Howard was way before Devin Hester.
No, I'm saying and then one later
Hester.
on, obviously.
Yeah.
Says Jim Taylor. Jim Taylor gave slow white guys like me hope to play running back in high school. He said, "Come on, we're friends again, Hammer." Current question: why have y'all gone so far away from Dylan? Why have y'all gone so far away from? I mean, I don't think they went away. He just wasn't really producing, I guess, and everything.
I'll tell you why. Because they are behind in a lot of second halves. It's as simple as that. Last year, A.J. Dillon was effective because the Packers were winning a lot of these games, and A.J. Dillon was the closer. It's as simple as that.
That's true.
You can't close out games. He's a big back. He's for that short yardage. He's there to pound, and chew up time and get those short, those short yardage games that you need.
And when the defense is worn out in the fourth quarter, he could break a big one.
Yeah. Spirit said, Patrick says, in his opinion, always start Jones. Yeah, that's on the side I'm going. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't for us there.
And I want to just get back to the game also, because we kill the football team. They played a hell of a game. Terry McLaurin was that dude yesterday. He was giving Jair Alexander, who's a very good corner, he was giving him fits. Tyler Heineke, he's a gamer, man. He makes some mistakes, but he stays with it. B-Rob looked good. You know what I'm saying? I still don't think the football team does anything, but Tyler Heineke is going to get Terry McLaurin the ball. I think Terry McLaurin is more viable now than he was with Carson Wentz.
Yeah. I'll get right back to Elvers real quick. But where is it? Spirit said just kick Pickman out of his flex and start Raheem and Jones. Yeah. For this week.
You can do that.
For this week, do that. That's a good idea there. Would you trade Aaron Jones and Taysom Hill for Mark Andrews?
I don't think I would just because Taysom Hill has been really productive.
His upside is so good. Taysom Hill's upside is just so good.
it's weird too because I feel like the more Andy Dalton's the quarterback, the more Taysom Hill gets burned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's really the only issue I have with Taysom Hill. If they use Taysom Hill the same way they did when Jameis Winston's in there, I wouldn't. It would be a slam dunk. No, to do this deal, but Mark Andrews has been a little from where you drafted him.
He's hit and miss.
A little bit of a disappointment. So yeah, I wouldn't do this deal. I would keep Aaron Jones and Taysom Hill.
I'm with you, Polish. Mark Andrews has been hit and miss. He's been very, very good, or he's been very, very bad. And just Taysom Hill's upside is just it's so good. And I think even when Jameis comes back, because let's face it, Jameis is pretty banged up right now. You know what I'm saying? His back, everything. I think even when he does come back, they're gonna have to let Taysom Hill have his packages because he is so explosive. He can just do it all. And we love some Aaron Jones over here. So yeah, I wouldn't do this deal either. Taysom Hill, just his upside is just too high.
Yeah, I mean, I tell everybody Taysom Hill's floor is the same as every other tight end, which is what, 2 points, 3 points. I mean, but his floor is so much higher where everybody else is maybe 10, 15. If they get the touchdown, Taysom Hill, as we saw, can give you fucking 40. So, you might as well take that chance every week rolling out there and hold on to Aaron Jones than going to buy Mark Andrews. Zachary, thanks for tuning in, Zachary. Derrick Henry and Debo, or Cup and Godwin. Derrick Henry and Debo. I think we need more. I mean, I don't think you can answer it right off of that. I mean, it depends what you need on your team, I guess.
I don't think we need more. I think we've seen what happens to people that trade away the king. and it's never good to trade away Derrick Henry. I mean, he's one of the guys, like, he's getting 30 carries, but he can take it. He's pounding people, and he's just starting to get warm. As the weather gets colder, Derrick Henry starts to heat up. And I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I like Derrick Henry and Debo. I think Debo is going to be a lot better going down the stretch.
What you think, Hammer?
I don't know, because Cooper Kupp is as safe as it gets in fantasy football right now, and he's been as safe as it gets since the beginning of last year. I think I might go Kupp and Godwin here just because Tennessee is going to get greedy and start giving Derrick Henry 40 carries. And he might get hurt again. And
I don't know.
I listen, I had Derrick Henry last year on my Dynasty team. He got me off to an amazing start. He was getting 35 carries a game, and he got hurt, a foot injury. He's a big dude that gets the ball a lot. He takes a lot of contact. He dishes out a lot of contact. But I think I'm going to go Kupp and Godwin here. It's tough, but I would go Kupp and Godwin. I just think Kupp's sustainability, even when Matthew Stafford has terrible games, Cooper Kupp still is going to give you. We were talking about the floor for Lamar. The floor for Cooper Kupp is most guys' ceilings. So give me Kupp and Godwin. And I'll roll with that.
Yeah, I think overall I'd rather have Kupp and Godwin, but it depends who you have in your team. I mean, if Derrick Henry is like your only RB, like, it depends who else you have. If you've got other guys viable, then absolutely. But if you don't, then I probably wouldn't want to give up Henry. But yeah, I don't mind the Kupp and Godwin side. Or I don't mind even getting Kupp and Godwin and then trading fucking Godwin for a RB if you desperately need. But because I'd rather have Kupp than Debo. But yeah, I think I'm with you, Hammer. I'm on the Kupp and Godwin side on this. And I know where you're coming from, Bagala, as well. But I'm gonna guess that you've got other running backs if you're gonna trade away Henry. So
Yeah.
they're gonna love that trade. Yeah, we love the Etienne trade. That was an awesome trade. I'll just kick Pittman out. Yep, we agreed on that. That's perfect. From not pounding the rock early, y'all getting down by not controlling the clock. Yeah, the Packers have got issues everywhere, bro. Zero Destroyer, what up? Is Hurts worth trading for? I mean, he's always worth. I mean, if it's a one QB league, I don't know how much you really want to give up for him, but Hurts and Pittman for Olave and Walker. No. Pittman just lost his
Now,
damn QB. My
yeah, and
team is
I'm not.
you got Gino, bro. You know already. Gino's not bad. My team is Gino, Tom, Henry, Mixon, Pierce, Michael Thomas, Devontae. Bro, you need to keep Olave first off. You can't be giving up him.
Yeah. He's your wide receiver too, and Ken Walker might be a league winner, so I'm not trying to give him up.
No, you just
Oh
plug in
yeah.
Walker. You plug Walker in the flex. You've got Henry, Mixon, and then Walker in the flex, and you've got you got Henry Mixon and Pierce. Henry Mixon and Pierce, and you have Walker. Okay. Um.
I'm not giving up Walker.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think you want to give up.
I'm giving up Mixon or Pierce
Give,
before I give
don't.
up Walker.
Yeah, don't give up Olave or Walker. I'd give up Pierce. Or Pierce and Michael Thomas. You know, that's what
That's not gonna get it done for Hurts.
Or Pierce and he's got Devontae. He's got Amari too. So I don't know
Yeah,
you want to go.
that's not gonna get it done for Hurts. But I wouldn't give up Olave or Walker. Mixon and maybe Amari.
I'd give up Mixon. I'd give up Mixon. Yeah.
Mixon,
you can
Amari.
do any kind of combination like that. Just change the combination. You don't want to give up Walker out of those guys.
And Olave. Jesus.
And Olave, yeah.
And Olave. No, especially for Pittman in return, where Matt Ryan is not even the QB anymore. You've got Gino and Tom. I mean, I would think at least at some point Tom would come along, but I don't know.
I think Tom is going to come along. I have faith in the GOAT.
Yeah, that's a little too much. Zero Destroyer. We don't like it. Start Buffalo D, even though I have Aaron Jones. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't never look at it that way. Don't look at it. That's not a problem. Patrick said Hurts is the dude. Go get him. Yeah, I don't want to give up Walker for him. And I think you could probably give up one of those running backs and get somebody a little bit less than Jalen Hurts, where you don't have to spend so much. I think that's the most important part is you can get somebody that's almost as good, but you don't have to spend so much. Running back for Etienne, Pierce, JT, Kamara, and Jones. Hold on, let me go back to this one. What that question was? Oh, because he was trying to trade Jones and Taysom Hill for Mark Andrews. So he's got Etienne, he's got Pierce, he's got JT and Kamara and Aaron Jones. I mean, in that case, I guess could you get a wide receiver? Maybe I would just rather get a top wide receiver than a damn
and stream a tight and keep Taysom Hill.
Yeah, and keep Taysom Hill. I don't think it's worth.
I'd do that. I'd get a wide receiver instead of a tight end. I think that's the better option. That's what I would do.
You basically got 4 running backs there where you can probably take 2 of them and.
And the other D you can stream for 1 week only. No, because even still, Buffalo D is fine. It's not like the Packers are lighting it up as we've seen.
No, thank you for adding that in there, but no.
Zachary said it was 12. Zachary said it was a 12-man. That Derrick Henry Debo. Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with getting Kupp and Godwin as long as you've got other viable running backs. If you don't, then that's a different story. Titans possibly. No, I'd still stick with the Buffalo D. Who's Tennessee play this week and at home? Not sure. Okay. Zachary said he's got Burrow, Saquon, Henry, Fournette, Swift, Amon-Ra, Debo. So he's got Henry, Fournette, and Swift. Amon-Ra and Debo. And he's trying to get. What was he trying to get? He was trying to get Kupp and Hot. Should he trade Derrick Henry and Debo? This is the rest of his team, so we have a little more context. Should he trade Henry and Debo for Kupp and Godwin?
Maybe. I would say yeah.
Yeah, I would say yeah too, because you're still gonna have Fournette and Swift, and then you can still plug in. You'll have Amon-Ra. You'll have Kupp. And then you'll still have guys you can plug in the flex, either Godwin or one of the running backs. So yeah, that makes me like it even more. Bagla, are you changing your mind now that you see this?
No, I counted on Swift last year down the stretch. He ended up getting hurt. He burned me. I'm not counting on Jay. He gets hurt. He's great when he's on the field, but he gets hurt. And
He doesn't have to rely on him though, because he's got Saquon and Henry.
well,
I
if
mean,
he
he's got
gives up
Saquon and
Henry,
Fournette. He's got Saquon and Fournette.
well, maybe, but Fournette's not going to give you what Henry's going to give you. You know, if anything,
No,
I'll trade
Debo's
Swift.
not gonna. But Debo's not gonna give you what Cup's gonna give you either.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. If anything, I would trade Swift.
now I go and get Cup. I'd go and get Cup. If you got to give up Henry, give up Henry. If you can get away with giving up Swift, but I don't think you'll get away with that. So if they want Henry, we're the two of us are okay with it for what you're getting back.
Zachary, you will pay for trading
No,
Derrick Henry.
don't
Two
listen to
people have done it. Two people have done it, and it has not worked out good. When you make that
yeah, but
trade,
he's
let
got
us know how it works.
I
but he's got
traded
other
Derrick Henry.
he's got other options though. That's the thing.
He does.
He's still got Saquon Fournette and then Swift. If he's not healthy, he's still okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it. Godwin, Taylor, Carter, Pat, Olave
We did this.
for
We read
Evans.
this one.
Oh, he wrote. Did he write it again? He wrote it again. Godwin, Taylor, Carter, Pat, Olave for Evans, Fournette, Goddard.
We did this.
Yeah, we did this. We're not. You're giving up too much, outsole. You're
But
not
you
doing
already
that.
gave up too much. He did it already.
Yeah, you gave up too much. We didn't like that one. Wow. Oh, I think it replayed everything back. Hold on, something happened here. Sorry, guys.
I'll be right back.
It doubled up everything, and now
Let's
it
get to
took
these
me.
games.
Yeah, let's get these games. It's getting clock's ticking.
That's all right. We could fuck the games. If anything, we here for the people. Hold on. Right here, we're there. Ray, what's up, Ray? Thanks for tuning in, man. Always appreciate you when you get on. Should I hold Fournette or sell? Who should I try to get? I have Cook and Kenneth Walker. I mean, who's your wide receivers? Do you even have to make a move? I mean, could you just roll with Cook, Kenneth Walker, and Fournette, and then running backs and flex? I don't think he's like a sell hard kind of guy. I mean, even still, he's going to get work. I mean, he had one bad game, but yeah, I'm holding on to Fournette. I'm not necessarily selling. What do y'all think?
You saw fried chicken, didn't you?
Yeah. Brandon Bott said the chicken is fried.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. That was funny.
Should he hold Fournette or sell? Who should he try to get? He does have Dalvin Cook and Kenneth Walker.
It depends on, like you said, it depends on what the rest of your roster looks like. Because if
I know for a fact that Fournette. I know for a fact that Fournette and Walker both have the same bye, so you know.
Well, I guess I wouldn't go.
Try and get out of that.
I guess what I would say is I wouldn't go RB to RB. If you're gonna trade Fournette, then go get a wide receiver or something. Depending who your other running backs are, it really depends who else you got on your team. But I'm gonna hold Fournette. I'm not necessarily just gonna sell him. I'm fine with that. Bagla's rolling from our.
Are you good, bro?
From our group chat. Over there. All right, Kittle or Higbee. Kittle or Higbee. I think Kittle you got to play.
Kittle,
what do you think,
definitely
Hammer?
Kittle. I would play Kittle. Kittle's getting rolling right now. Kittle's rolling.
Yes,
right
he is.
Just a little context on the Ray trade again. He stacked that wide receiver. He's got Jetta, Devontae, and was probably going to flex D-Hop. Yeah, so, I mean,
hold him.
Pretty good. You just hold tight because you don't have to make a move. You never know who could get hurt one week or something can happen. So you might as well just hold for now and just play the matchups going forward. So
yeah, and then while you're holding them, let them come knock on your door. And once they see that you're not willing to trade, it makes them want to try and trade with you even more. So that gets them into the business of giving up too much, and maybe you get something really, really good for Fournette that you can't say no to.
And also, too, Fournette might have one of those breakout games where his value increases, and then you could really cash in that shit.
Yeah, yes. You want to wait. You don't want to sell Fournette at the low, so you want to wait till he has that big game again anyway. And you're not pressed to get rid of him, so just hold him, wait for the value to go up. If you want to trade him at that point, you can, but you don't need to. Patrick says Higbee thinks Stafford's second option is now. He is Stafford's second option now, but Kittle is a monster. That's the
Kittle's
problem.
a beast.
He looks healthy now.
Jimmy
Yeah.
G has a new toy. We don't know what car. Yeah, but I don't know how much McCaffrey's going to take away from Kittle. That just still remains to be seen. But I'm still going to play Kittle over Higbee. I mean, Higbee is scoring what 8, 9, 10 points. Like, I mean, he's not doing anything crazy. Kittle
The
has the
ceiling
higher.
for Kittle is just so much higher.
The upside is so much higher that I'm
Yes,
going to chase that instead of Higbee. Cool, no problem, Ray. Appreciate you, man. Got 2 trades for Godwin. Who would you rather have? Godwin for Debo or Godwin for Higgins?
It's Higgins. As much as I love me some Debo, it's Higgins. And I love who wants some of Debo? Me. But yeah, it's Higgins. Higgins is in the pass first offense. Joey B is clicking on all cylinders right now. San Fran's run first team, absolutely. It's Higgins.
Who you got, Hammer?
Yeah, I agree. It's been a little weird for Debo this year, hasn't it? His floor is really good, but it doesn't seem like he's hitting that ceiling that we saw last year. We knew there was going to be a little bit of regression. And when you add a guy like Christian McCaffrey to the mix, that takes away, obviously the running threat that Debo could be. It takes away a little bit in the passing game. So yeah, it's got to be T. Higgins.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with Higgins too. I mean, Debo's still wide receiver 10, and that's kind of what I predicted or where I had him pretty much in my ranking, because I just didn't know if he'd get all those rushing TDs again, which we've seen so far. At least he hasn't. And now, like you said, Hammer, with CMC there, maybe that does take away. And look, Debo's not really having a bad season. It's just bad to compare to what it was
last year, right?
No, he's just missing out on the big explosive plays right now, and I think he'll get some of those.
Well, that's the thing in fantasy is that not many guys are just consistently giving you that 15, 15, 15. It's usually that 25, 30, 5, 6, 7, 10, whatever. It's usually up and down, where Debo's just kind of giving you a flat, right? If I'm not mistaken.
10 to 12. Yeah.
10 to 12. Right? He had the one big game, but he has a safe floor. But that explosiveness for him to pop and go off is always going to be there. So if you're looking for somebody that has a safer floor than Higgins, then you might go Debo. But I just think for, more production, maybe I just think Higgins is better to take a chance on if you're going to trade for somebody.
All right, I guess. I mean, we could go through the rest of the games if you want. I know it's getting late. Y'all let me know what you want to do. But
let's hit these games and then
real quick. Buccaneers and Panthers. I mean, we kind of touched on Tom Brady already, and we touched on the Panthers. So,
yes,
you got anything else to add, kind of, to that?
No. I think Tom will get it together, but that's about it. Giselle, call my boy back, man. Stop fucking around.
Godwin has 25 targets over the past 2 weeks. Yeah, that's the one thing that is, Godwin is getting a ton of targets, but they're not turning into much. And of course, we want targets, and that's why, I'm okay with even buying low on Godwin now for the rest of the season. Absolutely. But I just rather have T. Higgins. I think there's just still a little too much question marks with Tom Brady and the whole Bucs shit, where I'd rather just have the more explosive offense in Higgins and take my chances on that than Godwin. But I do like Godwin as a good kind of buy low guy if you can go grab him. Giants, Jaguars, the fucking bitch ass Giants.
6-1, baby. 6-1. Saquon's the best running back in football. Saquon's
garbage.
Listen, Saquon's the best running back in football. If you don't got him, I feel sorry for you. If you're trying to get him, you're probably not going to get him. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Jones, he's playing phenomenal football. He's not turning the football over. He's running for 100 yards. Dare I say he looks better than Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not going to go there. Okay, we're playing hellacious defense. The Jaguars just wasn't a match. And listen, we could be 9-1 before we see Dallas again. We're coming for you.
So they're going to win the Super Bowl. Bogolai had a conversation off the record.
Listen, I'm not saying
they
that.
could be last year's Bengals, and he said, nah, they could be better. So they're going to win the Super Bowl.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Brian's Big Nuts Day Bowl. All right, I want to get a T-shirt that says that Brian Big Nuts Day Bowl is doing a lot with a little bit. He's doing more with less. And you know what I'm saying? As long as Saquon holds up, I think we can do that. And Wandell is a great waiver wire pickup. I think Wandell's going to be the wide receiver one for this team going forward. But we're 6-1. Seattle here will come for this team. For this team, he got 10 targets. He had 8 receptions yesterday. You know, on 50 yards. The only thing that stopped him was that he got kicked in the nuts, and it hurt, and it took him out for a couple of plays.
They don't have anybody else to even play, so yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait a second, they don't even have any fucking wide receivers. Literally.
No, but Darius Slayton came up. Darius Slayton came up with a big touchdown yesterday. So we're doing it in multiple ways. We got a good defense, and we're rolling. We're coming. You know what I'm saying? We are coming. And we'll probably be 9-1 before we get to the Cowboys, even though the Seattle game this week is going to be really tough. That's a good team up there.
Definitely. George, thanks for tuning in, George. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe for us, man. We appreciate your redraft league. Okay, redraft, guys. Own Barkley, Pierce, and Walker, and Jamal Williams. Do I trade Swift and Ertz for Kelsey?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yes. You have Barkley, Pierce, and Kenneth Walker. Swift is expendable, and Ertz, what Kelsey's going to give you, Kelsey can be the missing piece to a championship team on this particular squad.
Absolutely. And George, try and throw Jamal Williams in there and see if you can pry a wide receiver out of him. Maybe you don't need one, but who doesn't like more wide receivers? Throw him, the flex, and the handcuff, and try and get something else out of him along with Kelsey.
Yeah, go get Kelsey. I like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not the approval, stamp that. But yeah, you can definitely do that. This is why we say to make sure to throw the context in there. Because if it's just Swift and Ertz for Kelsey, it's almost like, why even do that? But since you have all these other running backs, it makes sense. It makes sense to do it.
You know what's so interesting, and I think I'm starting to notice a trend now because Kenneth Walker is becoming that dude. A lot of people have some gold sitting on their bench and expendable pieces that if you picked up Kenneth Walker late in your draft, you are in business.
Jackson, thanks for tuning in, brother. We'll see y'all. Join us on Friday, man. We'll be on Friday.
Jackson, my boy Jackson. He called me out. It was like, Bagalas.
Yeah. I already got AJ Brown, Higgins, and Mike Evans. So yeah, he's pretty good at wide receiver. But yeah, even if you can get, I don't know what other wide receivers you have, but just somebody to back up if you can, or otherwise, if he doesn't want Jamal Williams, then just you can hold him. He's got standalone value at that for the bye week, or if somebody gets injured, at least you still got a running back to throw in there. So, but yeah,
go get Kelsey.
We approve. Go get Kelsey, especially Kelsey. If it was any other tight end, I'd say no. But Kelsey's is the guy that is worth it, man. Definitely.
He's different.
That's good shit. That's a good trade. That's an awesome trade right there, George.
Yeah. Solid trade for both teams too.
Yeah. Yep. What do we have up here? Well, we were talking about your fucking Giants.
6-1, baby.
Etienne season though.
Etienne finally is the guy. Let's go. I should have got him in Dynasty. But yeah, Etienne is now the guy. Another 100 yards from scrimmage. I mean, obviously Jrob is gone now to the Jets. What do you think about Jrob to the Jets?
I think it's similar to Brees, and even now where it's going to be. James Robinson on first and second down and Michael Carter on third down, so I don't think those guys have, I think Robinson will be a little more valuable. But his usage might be a little capped, but I do like James Robinson on the Jets. I think, he'll be productive. I don't think he'll be, 100 yards and a touchdown kind of guy, but he could be, 60, 70 yards a game, especially if the Jets are ahead in some of those games. And I still don't think they have full confidence in Zach in the sweet life to really sling that ball all over the field. So I think they will lean on some of that running game to set things up and play good defense.
Yeah. Patrick, appreciate you, Patrick. We'll see you. Join us on Friday, Patrick.
Later, Patty.
Take a hike.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. I think Michael Carter gets a little bit more work. I just think they brought in James Robinson for
George said he didn't ask for Williams, so I was gonna stash him. Yeah, I mean, if he didn't ask for him, and you've got Cooks and Dubes, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just stash him then. That's fine. That's good shit.
Hey, listen, that owner you trade Swift to might come a calling for Jamal Williams if something happens down the line. So that's even more icing on the cake.
So yeah, hold them just in case, because you could fucking snake them for something else too. Browns and Ravens. Ravens just thin it out. 23-20. Not a great game from Lamar, 9 of 16, but obviously we talked about Gus the Bus a bunch of times already here. I mean, nothing really much else happened. Bateman came back 4 for 42. We know he's going to do that, or he's going to do 5 for 100 and a touch. So
and don't panic on Mark Andrews. He'll be better. He had a little bit of a knee.
Patrick said, "Screw you, Hammer, staying now." Chaka, thanks for joining, Chaka. I love the fucking whatever you got there. That little Chaka fucking picture you got, whatever. Love it. Thanks for tuning in, man. God damn it, ESPN's starting to piss me the fuck off again with this shit. I turned the shit off and I muted it and it still comes back on. Chaka, should I trade Gabe Davis and Pickens for Najee and Brandon Cooks? No. I don't think so. You might be able to get somebody better than Najee.
Keep
Najee's not great, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, what kind of
Gabe? Yeah, keep Gabe. I would keep Gabe and Pickens. I think Pickens and Gabe have better upside. Steelers still can't block. Najee's still getting creamed in the backfield. Brandon Cooks, his age is showing, and Davis Mills is not that dude.
Yeah, I would say target somebody else. See if you can get something else for Gabe Davis and Pickens if you're in need of an RB. The gut tells me Swift doesn't play more than 4 or 5 full healthy games rest of the season, and Williams is going to vulture hella touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, we saw in the beginning of the season, even with Jamal Williams scoring touchdowns, that Swift can still be a fucking top 5 guy with the points he was putting up. So, but even still, yeah, I mean, he's got to stay healthy. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. What do you guys think?
Yeah. It's probably
that's my biggest issue with Swift is you just never know. He'll come back for a game or two, and then he could be gone for another 4 or 5 games. We don't know.
Yeah, he's probably not. And Williams does get the goal line work. So
Georgia makes makes a good point actually to Chaka and says try and get Miles Sanders. Yeah, you might be able to get Miles Sanders for
one of those guys
for cheaper, exactly, for a lot cheaper. So
probably just Pickens.
Yeah, possibly. So yeah, if you can go grab a guy that's going to cost you less and not have to give up both of those guys, absolutely, go try and do that. Good shit, George. Appreciate you chiming in there. Yeah, Baltimore and Cleveland. I mean, Chubby still had 91 and a touch. What do you think? I mean, Amari had 3 for 74. What do you guys think?
I'm just waiting for Deshaun.
And this is Patrick's team right here. So if you want to get on anything,
I'm with you, Pat. I'm just waiting for Deshaun, Patty. Come on, send him in. Just waiting for number 4, baby. I need number 4 to take me right through my Dynasty League playoffs. Let's go, Deshaun. But they do lose Njoku, which is big, and I lost them. So, because Njoku's been a solid. I think he's been like tight end number 4. Or 5, something like that. So he's been really good, and that's going to be a big loss for them.
They could trade Hunt. But Peoples Jones 6 for 71.
They need to trade Hunt.
Jets Broncos. Jets wound up pulling this shit out. Wasn't pretty. Obviously, Brees Hall went down, which is upsetting after his monstrous run and touchdown.
Breaking news:
the
the Broncos stink.
Definitely not breaking news, bro. I mean, Ripien had to throw the ball fucking 46 times, and Jerry Jeudy 7 for 96, Dolchich 6 for 51, Sutton didn't show up.
Why did their offense look better without Russ?
I don't know. Melvin Gordon 11 for 33, Latavius 8 for 24, but he did get the touch. I mean, that's just such a split backfield. It's not worth any of those fucking guys.
They don't trust Melvin. He coughs it up too much. So
that's what I was saying.
He puts
Garrett
the ball
Wilson.
in the ball.
Garrett Wilson, sneaky little waiver pickup, I guess. I mean, they got to throw the ball to somebody. Shit.
Well, the Sweet Life needs to be better. There's no point, no doubt about it. He needs to play better. He has weapons.
And then with Joku hurt, obviously that I think it's what the fuck is his name?
Harrison Bryant.
Oh yeah, Patrick actually says it. Yeah, Bagala snag Bryant, he'll fill in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Thanks, Patty.
Chubb is going to get the Russian crown this year. Bagala is going to outlast Barkley. I got a buck on it. Ooh.
That's spicy.
Ooh. But that's a good bet. You tune in on Friday, and I will tell you, Patty, if I'm going to take you up on that bet. How about this? If Barkley wins, if Chubb wins, I'll send you a Chubb jersey. If Barkley wins, you send me a Barkley jersey. How about that, Patty? Tune in. Let me know. Let me know what you think.
Fair enough.
All right. If Chubb wins, I'll send you a Chubb jersey. If Barkley wins, you send me a Barkley jersey. You call it like that. We'll get your information into Steve. He'll set everything up.
That's called courage or conviction. I love that.
Absolutely.
John Doe, thanks for tuning in, John Doe. You're in a beginner family league. Okay, well, listen, we appreciate you tuning in to us here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you can know when we're always on Fridays, Saturday, and Monday nights, and then also Sunday mornings. But we appreciate you. Starting the season, he was 4-0. He's now 4-3, guys. Beginner family league. He's a sore loser. I mean, I think we're all sore losers.
I'd be a 1-6.
That I want to be on the winning end again. Hurts comes out of his bye. Is he back on top? Yeah, I mean, listen, you're 4-3. You don't have to be the top team in the league. You got to make the playoffs. Sometimes with injuries and shit that happens, you don't always get to be the top team. So listen, if you started off 4-0, that probably means that you've got a decently good team. And shit just happened the last 3 weeks.
Or he could have got lucky for those 4 games.
That's true, and it depends on who you go against. But it looks like you've got Hurts, so it looks like you're good there. Who else you got on your team? I would say.
Yeah, and just to make it a little bit easier, John, look at your points. I know it's a beginner league. You guys, a family league. You guys are beginners. You were 4-0. You're now 4-3. Look at your points. Look at your points for. How many points have you scored? Are you at the top half of the league? Because if you're at the top half of the league in points, then you can know, like, all right, maybe I'm going to be okay. But if you're middling or if you're in the bottom half of the league and you just dropped 3 straight, you can tell, like, I need to make a move because you're just not scoring the points that you need. So just being a beginner, take a look at your points and let us know what that looks like. And then we could probably be able to tell you if you should make a move or you should just wait it out. But Hurts coming back, yeah, don't worry. Your boy is coming back. Your captain's coming back. You're going to get some good production.
Definitely. What do you think, Hammer?
Yeah, I think the key is not to panic, especially, and I talked about this with Bagala even, on the phone and shit. It's easy to get wins when there's no bye weeks and no injuries. It's when the bye weeks and the injuries set in that you have to survey the lay of the land. Don't panic too much. Kind of try and look a week ahead and see, all right, I have this guy on a bye. Make sure you hit those waiver wires. So, don't panic too much. But I would like to see the rest of the team and see, what the layout of the team looks like. But don't panic just because there's buys and stuff like that. Kind of look at it, see if you can make a deal, send us your team, and then you could try and navigate it from there. But as you said, there's been plenty of guys who get in at the 6th spot and they win the championship.
Yeah. Texans Raiders.
Josh Jacobs is the story of that game.
Got anything to throw in there other than the Josh Jacobs obviously going off?
Nah, I think the Raiders are better than what their record says they are. That's what I would say.
John says, thanks for that advice. Not to get too deep. Listen, we don't mind how deep you get, man. We're here for y'all. So, you throw in the more context, the better. It lets us give you better advice, knowing more about the league, about the team. He has got Hurts, McCaffrey, Mostert, Lamb, Pickens, and Pierce, possible flexes. I'm guessing that's Alec Pierce, not Dameon Pierce. Or is that Dameon Pierce? Let me know. Joku, Maher, and 49ers D. I mean, you got CMC. Most are starting to get the ball. Lamb should be back in the form. You got Hurts.
You're okay. You're okay.
And that's got to be Dameon Pierce. Am I guess is that right? Is that Dameon Pierce? It's got to be.
He should be all right.
If that's Dameon Pierce, I'm excited. If that's fucking Alec Pierce, I'm not excited because then you've only got Lamb. And Pickens, you got to depend on as your number 2. Yo, ESPN is shit, bro. Wavy. What up, Wavy? You're in a situation right now and you need advice. Bro, we're here for you. You came in at the right fucking time. What's good? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and tell us what's good. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, nothing really happened for the Texans. I mean, we spoke a little bit about Pierce. Oh, God. Yes, Alec Pierce. Benches Tom Brady. Oh, is that A.J. Brown?
Better not be Antonio Brown.
It's got to be A.J. I know there was something missing.
If it's Antonio Brown, I'm leaving.
No, it's not Antonio Brown. It's got to be A.J. because he was on bye. So he was on. It makes sense because when I was looking at the team, I'm like, something is missing here. There's a pick that's missing, and that's why I figured it was either Dameon Pierce or something else. So okay, that makes sense.
You're good, John. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good, John. No need to panic. You've got Olave there as well, so no need to panic.
Yeah, hold firm.
No need to panic. Outsole said Evans, Stevenson, and Waller for Hill and Dameon Pierce. Evans, Stevenson, and Waller for Hill and Dameon Pierce.
Yeah,
I do that. I don't care shit about Waller. And I'd rather have the Hill and Pierce side than Stevenson and Evans. So yeah, we got you out. So do that bad boy. My bad. Stamp that bitch. AJ Brown, yeah. YouTube doesn't let me type out a lot of shit. Yeah, I figured you meant AJ Brown. So yeah, you're fine, man. Don't panic, bro. You're good. You're absolutely good. Seahawks Chargers. Obviously, DK goes down. May play this week. May miss a week. Mike Williams with the ankle sprain. He'll be out a few weeks. But I mean, Geno and Kenneth Walker obviously was a name here. Anything else you guys want to add in there?
I don't think the Chargers are that good. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I don't think the Chargers are that good, and I don't know if Keenan.
But that's about it.
I don't know if Keenan's gonna come back either. They're gonna struggle these next couple of weeks.
Eckler 12 catches for 96 yards.
Yeah, Eckler's been a beast. That's about it, though.
Yeah,
Outsole says, fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Outsole, you know how we roll, bro. We appreciate you. John Doe, I had Waller. He was on the decline. Absolutely. Traded him for Henderson Jr. Okay. Possibly looking to upgrade for another wide receiver. Then you need to trade Henderson now before anything changes or Williams comes back. Now that he's just kind of the number one guy that everybody might think, you might have to combine him with something to go grab another wide receiver. But I mean, you've got AJ and you're okay, bro. You don't need to do that.
He got CD and AJ. He got Olave. You're
I mean, look,
good.
if you could trade Olave and Henderson and get a top 10 guy, then absolutely, I guess. But you don't have to press about it. You're fine with Olave, in the bench or on your flex, whatever. Because he's too thin at running back. Hold on to Henderson. Yeah, I mean, unless he's got some other running backs. You have McCaffrey, Mostert. Yeah, McCaffrey, Mostert, and Jamal Williams. So I mean,
Yeah, there's no move to be made on that team.
you don't have. Yeah, there's no need to really do anything there. You don't have to panic. You'll be all right. Chiefs and 40. We talked about Goodwin already. Chiefs and 49ers. Chiefs laid the smackdown a little bit.
Yeah, that
We're
was a
gonna
beat
have
down.
to. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait on the 49ers to see how they integrate CMC.
Kittle's been picking up the pace. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kittle was nice, but they did have to throw a lot too. So Ayuk, my guy, 11 targets. I told you he's gonna be better than Debo in the passing game.
Stop at
Um,
5.
that was that was my my bold take of the year. We'll see how
Yeah,
that turns out, but
it's not working out.
it was a bold take, bro. It's supposed to go a little crazy. Pacheco led the backfield with 8 carries for 43 yards, but CEH was the one that got in the fucking end zone. That's
It's a
the thing I hate
three-headed.
about it. He's
It's a
like
three-headed monster.
it's being like Shanahan. Just you don't know who's gonna get the fucking ball.
Yeah, but I think after the bye, Pacheco separate and CEH might be on the move here.
Yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Juju, another nice big game for Juju. Brian, thanks, Brian. Thanks for tuning in, man. What's the play with Brady? He has Hurts as QB1, and he's got Tom Brady as a backup. I mean, if you got Hurts, I'm not really even worried about the backup. In 10
No, in
man
a
league.
10-team league, you can drop Tom Brady right now.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the question. He shit the bed for me this week. Is it worth having him? No, you can stream any guy when you're gonna need to. You don't have to have Tom Brady on your
Not
bench.
in a
It's not-
10-team league.
Jesus, at this point, you could have streamed Geno Smith for a bye week and be fine.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. Thanks for tuning in, Brian. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe for us right before we get off here. I don't even know if we're gonna finish this. I got Burrow. Wavy says got Burrow, CEH, and Sanders, Waller, Irv Smith, and Godwin, Cheetah, Keenan Allen, Mooney, and 49ers D. The bench is Garrett Wilson, Duvernay, and Kenyon Drake. My running back situation sucks and is causing you to lose games. Absolutely. And it's going to be hard to get off of CEH now because it's too late after they just said, Pacheco's the starter. So it's going to be tough to trade him, and you don't have really fucking much to get rid of, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, the
Ian.
Mooney stinking is really killing you right now because Keenan's out.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
if you
gotta
can
wait.
find somebody to take Keenan Allen and CEH, I mean, man.
Wait. No. Don't make a move right now. Wait. Somebody's gonna go off here. Somebody's gonna go off here.
Your best case is to wait for either CEH or Sanders to have a big game and then package them with somebody to maybe get a running back.
Yeah. Just hold on. Hold off. Somebody's gonna go off here.
And I'd give up Keenan Allen as the guy that I want to give up out of all those guys. Especially since he's coming back, he might be pretty valuable. So if you can combine that, that would be good. That's what we're going with. Patrick said he's out. All right, Patrick. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man.
All right.
He said I see. Oh, my bad. He said he wanted it. He'll take the deal. My bad, Patrick. I missed that, bro. Deal on the jersey bet. He'll tune in on Friday. He said, "Yo, Hammer, good. I don't know what that means. Good fucking year, maybe."
Yeah, probably. What's the last game here? What do we got here?
I guess this is a beginner question. There's no beginner questions, man. Whatever you got, it's cool, bro. Is it better to combine players on teams like when Dak, Zeke, or Lamb? No, you don't want to combine 3 guys like that, especially. Even 2 guys is tricky. You only want to do it with the most elite wide receivers. Because if the offense doesn't have a good day, you're fucked and you're totally losing the game. So that's what I would say about that. Do y'all have anything to chime in on that about?
No,
Yeah,
that's
no,
definitely.
we totally agree. We even touched on this when somebody said they wanted to stack Hurts with Goddard. Like, no.
That's not a work. This stack is not worth that. That stack is not
exactly. So Blanc, you hit it on the head. Burrow, Chase, Rodgers, Devontae last year.
Dak, Lamb.
Yeah.
Look, CeeDee Lamb. I would even go so far as to say maybe like a Kirk Cousins with a Justin Jefferson in a 2-quarterback league, something like that. But yeah, don't go 3. 3 is crazy.
Listen, it's always nice to have a stack especially with an elite wide receiver, but it's not a necessity. So don't go out of your way to do it. Don't, draft somebody way higher than you should just to do it. That's what I would say about that. Because the numbers even show that it's not as effective as you may think. You're going to win weeks and you're going to lose weeks, and you could lose weeks easily if that team is not performing. So that's what I would say about that. Just don't go out of your way to do it, and I would never combine an RB, a wide receiver, and a QB. If you had to draft them that way, just because that's the way the draft came out, I'm okay with doing it and then trading off of one of those guys. That's what I would say about that. Anything else?
But don't go out your way.
Yeah, without a doubt. Steelers Dolphins. This is the last game. Steelers Dolphins. Dolphins wound up pulling it away.
They came out like bats out of hell, dude.
Mostert, those 16 carries for Mostert, 4 catches, 5 targets. Jesus.
Those first couple of drives, they came out like bats out of hell, and then they slowed down a little bit. Mostert was good, Both of those receivers was good. First game back for Tua, he'll be better. So, yeah, Dolphins are a force again, I think.
Patrick, I didn't know that's what you meant. I had no fucking clue. Yeah, I do. I drop damn it's and F-bombs all fucking night. I don't give a fuck. That's just how I talk, and I'm just being me, and, But he was trying to say go fuck yourself to him. I had a brain fart, bro. I smoke a lot. I'm losing brain cells. I just I didn't know what the fuck that meant. My bad, bro.
It's getting late quick. Quick.
Any advice on picking up someone? If you guys want to hop off, I'll stay on for the next couple minutes and just chop it up with John Doe here. But any advice on picking up someone for the injured Joku? You could pick up his backup, I guess, Harrison Bryant. But looking at Auden,
and Dulcich is good.
Those are the 2 guys you want to look at. Definitely. Surprised you guys are iffy with Alec Pierce. Listen, Alec Pierce, he was a good prospect. He's good for dynasty purposes, but for redraft this year, he was only getting work because Matt Ryan was throwing the ball fucking 50, 60 times a game.
And now Matt Ryan's not even playing for the rest of the season.
And JT was hurt. Now that JT's back, they should at least try and run the ball a lot more. And now with the rookie QB starting and Matt Ryan not going to be the starter anymore, you don't really want to mess around with Alec Pierce. There's just other guys that you can get that will be better. Picked him up after a drunk night at Applebee's watching ESPN. Listen, like I said, he wasn't a bad pickup for, a few weeks. But now that we've got this news about Matt Ryan, I'm not comfortable with Alec Pierce at all, and neither should you be. There's just better options that you can play out there.
Definitely.
You guys got anything you want to say about the Pittsburgh and Miami game quick? Najee had a nice 17 carries. 65 yards, 3.8 carries.
He's getting there. Pittsburgh is looking a little better.
Keep an eye on Pickens looks like he could be gaining some momentum.
How about Baby Gronk, boys? How about my guy, Baby Gronk?
Fuck him.
We knew he was good.
8%.
He's all right.
Yeah, but you weren't fully in on him. I told you this motherfucker was a beast. But anyway, 8 for 75.
He's all right. He's all right. You're talking like he's the next Kelsey. He's okay. He's solid.
He's worth a first round pick in Dynasty, you fuck.
No, he's not.
Ooh, no, he's not.
No, he's not. Tried to sell me on that garbage.
He really is.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, 2024 fourth.
He's worth
2024 first.
For a late first in a 14-team league, that's pretty worth it for what Fryermuth is doing. He's putting himself up there with the best, and plus, he's young, so going forward, you're talking about the rest.
Maybe.
But you guys got anything else before we out of here?
Nah, it was a good night tonight. Good weekend tonight. Patty, we love you. Definitely the deal is locked in. Once you see number 1 running back in the league, I'll be expecting my jersey. Giants all the way.
Brian said, hardly read anything on ESPN Fantasy. You don't even need to, bro. Just tune into us, bro. We got you, dog.
Yeah, we got you. About OBJ resigning with the Rams again. Worth a bench spot? Yes, OBJ is worth a bench spot. He might come up big in the fantasy league playoffs. I don't know if he goes to the Rams, but they're saying Chiefs, and if he does that, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, not for me. For me, I don't think he's worth stashing because I just think by the time those playoff comes, unless you're in desperate need, I mean, if you can stash him on the IR, then absolutely. But I'm not expecting me to pick him up and then play him in a fucking playoff game, especially if it's like his first game back or second game back or shit like that. So I just would say that about OBJ, that he's worth picking up and stashing, but I don't know about actually playing him, and we don't even know when he's going to be back. They're saying mid-December. You got to see how it goes anyway. But yeah, I mean Rams. I heard Bills, Giants. There's a bunch of teams. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe for us if you haven't. I'm sure you have already, but we appreciate y'all. Tune in on Friday. Friday and Saturday night will be on 10:30. Hit the little notification. I'll set those up tomorrow and post them so you'll see that it's upcoming live shows on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning again. But
Noti Squad, let's go. Latest on the men, Jay.
Other than that, we are out. And we'll see y'all Friday, baby. Go Skull Vikings, dog.
Skull.
Skull, yes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, we out.